Going out of my face.
Then I'm a kid rocking up and down your block with a bottle of scotch and watch lots of crotch. Buy a yacht with a flag saying chillin' the most. Then rock that bitch up and down the coast. Give a toast to the sun, drink with the stars.
What's up, fellas?
So, John, did you make that all by yourself?
Coach made that. To be quite honest with you.
Nice.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's back when he liked me. When I wasn't a loser like
Oh,
yeah, because I like everything, most things.
Jesus.
So now here we are, pick up the slack for Echo Base Network. Just so you know, Echo Base.
Yep.
So you
yeah.
all
What's
go
their
ahead,
deal?
Edwin.
I wonder what their deal is.
I know Nick was, I guess I read the thing. Nick was sick and Coach had something else, I think, to do or to go somewhere tonight.
Okay. Maybe going out on a hot date.
All I know is losers. That's all I know. Losers. That's what I got out of that.
Says the three single guys sitting at home
Yeah,
talking about
exactly.
Star Wars on a Thursday night.
Yeah.
All right, well, I will give you the honest truth today. I could have had somebody came over today. I got scared and I backed out. I was scared.
Damn.
Yep. I can't get over somebody. That's my problem. Anyway, did y'all watch Skeleton Crew last night?
Yeah. Yes.
Or wait.
Yes, sir.
Tuesday.
Tuesday night.
'Cause today's Thursday.
Yes, sir.
All right. So Bobby, go first. What do you think? Are you getting into it yet?
It wasn't a bad episode. It was a lot more fun, I think. I really like Jude Law's performance in it. He's an excellent actor anyway.
Yeah.
And we're starting to see a little bit more about his character. The thing with the parents in the beginning, that was what, like all of 15 seconds?
I was happy about that.
Yeah, but like the kids, was it Wim? I guess his father.
Uh-huh.
You can tell he knows
He's going. He's going.
that something's wrong, and he's going to try and find out what the hell is going on. So,
Scott, please join us.
I mean, hey Scott, what's going on? The owl character there, with the star charts was a little, too cutesy for me, but of course it's a kid show. But yeah, I like the episode.
So you're getting more into it.
Yeah, it's the third episode. The first two I didn't, really care for, but yeah, I'm looking forward to next week actually.
Excellent. Madeline, what'd you think?
I excuse me. I enjoyed it. The chase is on. They got out of the prison on the pirate at Borgo, Borgo, whatever it was. So the chase is on. They're trying to find home. Looks like they may have found a clue to get home or a way to get home there at the end. And
do you think they're going straight there, or you think they're going to end up somewhere else?
I don't think they're going to go straight there.
That's what I think.
Yeah, there's too much left for adventure. I mean, they go home, then what's the big deal? I mean, unless all the pirates follow them somehow. But anyway, the owl thing, yeah, I'll share. Can I share something?
You sure can.
Yeah.
Somebody called this out.
Wait, can you do it, or I have to do it?
I think I can do it.
Okay.
Here we go.
Because I'm hip.
Somebody called this out on the Rebel Force radio, and it's exactly what I thought when the owl character showed up.
I love them guys.
This is exactly what it reminded me of. This character down here at the bottom, I can't remember her name, from Dark Crystal.
So I got to add it then, right?
Oh, can you see it?
Okay, there we go.
Oh, yep.
Did the character, whatever her name was from the Dark Crystal, who had this big telescope or planetarium, whatever you want to call it. She's very
Aughra.
Yeah, Aughra. She's very eccentric and outspoken.
Yeah.
Kind of, it's like generic Disney fantasy or Jim Henson fantasy, that character doesn't really fit. And it sounds funny saying it because it's Star Wars
Yeah.
with all the creatures, but that one just doesn't really fit.
Yeah, like I said, it was too cutesy.
Yeah, squawking like a bird, and
Yeah,
It's
I don't know.
like a bird, cat, bat thing.
yeah, the bird, cat, bat thing.
yeah.
That's what I thought anyway.
And Kim. But it served the purpose. She served the purpose, and we saw some X-wings. How about that?
Yeah.
They're on patrol still.
Yep.
I was wondering if it was going to be what's his name, somebody like Zeb or the what's the Carson?
Oh, Carson Taylor.
And to go back to the owl, which I never even, well, I didn't assume or anything, but I didn't even think about it. A lot of people thought it was going to be Maz, I guess. I've heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the voice at first was almost kind of similar. I was like, uh-oh. But no.
Which I would have been fine with that. I actually like Maz.
She doesn't like you, John. She's into Wookiees.
Oh, I'm out then. Although, look, wait. I have a
She
little
likes them. She likes them really tall and hairy.
You see that?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Till my
I gotta
birthday.
shave too.
Till my birthday.
When is your birthday?
January 29th.
Oh, you got a little ways to go then.
If I keep it that long. I can't grow anything inside my face, like nothing. I mean,
Yeah.
you can feel it like I do, but it's so blonde you can't see it. And
Blonde or gray?
blonde, thank you.
Or white?
How do I
Oh, I'm getting more
Okay, so
gray, and
anyway-
then I'm losing it. So I mean, I could care less what color my hair turns.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I absolutely love this show. I really do.
Yeah, I enjoyed the episode. I thought it was pretty good.
I wanted it, the whole thing, I wanted it to be fun, which I think I got that. Well, I am getting
I
that.
think if it keeps that sense of fun,
Yeah.
it'll be a decent show. Hopefully it doesn't get like too serious. Because I mean it's kids, but it is Star Wars. But
Right.
yeah, I want that sense of fun, that sense of adventure.
Yeah. And just the whole pirate thing. It's like Peter Pan, Pirates of the Caribbean, Breakfast Club, and all wrapped up in the Star Wars universe. And then because Mogs and Haley-Bug, well, even Ava, Mogs is 12, Haley-Bug's 10, and Ava's 7. And I mean, they want to watch it tonight, but they had to take off. But yeah, I mean, like excited to see it. Which makes my heart grow 3 times as big.
Yeah.
So that makes it worth it. Just to me, right there, it makes it worth it. Darth Wizzy Wizard, where are you at?
What's going on, Darth Wizzy Wizard?
Yes, Scott. I think it is. I really do. I think it is. It's enough that will make it worth subscribing to those of us that checked out. I think it is. It's fun. It's a good escape for 40 minutes every week. I love it.
Yep. I've got some Star Wars stuff arriving by Amazon tomorrow.
Nice. What is it?
Well, I've got 3 classic Stormtrooper figures. I've got the Moff Gideon's Imperial Cruiser hallway set coming, and the Tantive 4 hallway set.
I have to. I'm glad you said that because I have to order. I hope it's still available. The
and those will all be arriving tomorrow.
Shoot. The George Kaboth and all that.
Oh yeah. Oh, the Heir to the Empire.
Yeah, I forgot all
figure
about that.
set.
I hope it's still available because I forgot to order that.
Are you getting that right from Hasbro?
Yeah. All right, so let's see. Is it still available? Check out. Oh, yeah, because I want that bad.
Yeah. Yeah, I might order it. It'd be a Christmas gift to myself.
That's the way to do it. Next. Oh, that's the hard part payment. Sure.
But I did see a nice pistol in the store that I'd like to get, so that'll be my main Christmas present to myself.
Nice.
Oh. Oops. Did I go in? 029. And I
So,
think
so
I'm
Jack,
done.
Jack, what's his name? Jack Crimson is what he's going by.
Crimson Jack.
Oh, Crimson
Crimson
Jack.
Crimson Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess he's gone by a few different names.
Right.
Sweet. All right, that's done.
So we know he's kind of a scoundrel.
Yeah.
Pirate. We know that. We know that
Yeah.
possibly he's force.
Nick,
a
what's
force-
going on? Oh, Jetpack Trooper?
Yeah,
Oh, I got a
I
couple
opened
of
it. Hello.
Nice. Hey, Nick.
Nice.
How's it going?
Yeah, I only got one
Round of
so
applause
far.
for Darth Wizzy Wizard. Opened it.
Actually, you can check out my Craftastic YouTube channel there, John. It shows me opening it. I don't know if I meant to give you a shout out when I was doing it.
Am I subscribed to your YouTube thing?
I don't know.
What is it? Here, wait.
It's Darth Wizzy Wizard.
I have technology.
Yeah, I don't know. You can. Yeah, you
I don't
can
have a
probably
mouse
find it.
though.
It's
Is it
Oh,
Darth?
not a
nice.
serious.
Yeah, as a matter of fact,
It-
Scott, I saw one in a local shop about 2 weeks ago. It was really nice.
Is it all one word?
Yeah, I don't know. If
Oh,
you
wait,
type
wait,
in
I
like
got
different
it.
reviews,
Let's see. Oh wait, how do I go to
Oh,
your
is it?
channel? That was a short. Let me find a regular one. Then I can. Okay, so that's a regular one.
you usually
You
just
know-
click on the
wait.
name. It's okay. I'm retarded on. I don't put any effort into it. I just do live take videos, like really quick ones. They're just for friends and that. I mean, I might actually
Alright,
start
here we go.
editing them and
Subscribe.
stepping it up. At some point.
All right. Can I do that? All right. Edit. Copy. Because I have.
But yeah,
technology. Oh wait.
yeah,
wait a
Mr.
minute.
Westbrook. I totally agree
wait, I
with you,
got you.
man.
1 second here. All right.
Hey, it's Darth, and then Wizzy Wizard is all one word. I've
I
got
think
it.
that's it.
What?
I think I got you.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Hold on.
What?
It's Wade.
Wade.
I
Wade.
took a
Hey, Wade.
second. No, I should be playing Skywalker Saga, but everybody besides you, I don't have a desire to watch the Game Awards. So, anyways, so I'm here hanging out with the Star Wars crew.
How's it going?
There it
Wade?
is, John, right there.
But you know what I can do?
That what? Did I get the right one?
That's
Oh, wait.
me.
Oh.
What I can do? Give me a minute.
Nice.
Okay.
But I do have, of course, forgive me for this. Give me.
Was that Lego?
Yeah.
Oh wait.
Oh, nice.
I got technology.
It's all. I mean, it doesn't
wow.
fit, but I mean, obviously, it's not a clone or a. But anyways, then
Wait,
you
is
got
it
this
two?
guy.
Is it two cockpits on that? Wait.
No, it's only the one because.
Oh, that's a
from
droid.
episode 2.
Okay, I got it.
I mean, it can cover, but I'm too lazy. I don't. Somewhere around. But anyways, I have too many Obi-Wan Kenobis, but I do have. I know a sequel, but
Oh wait, I got technology again.
Oh wow.
Oh, yep.
Very nice.
then.
You're right out there with Rissman. I'm just saying.
Well, the problem is
I would like that in a Hasbro thing.
over there is I need to make stop motion, but I'm too lazy to focus on gaming to make a stop motion again. Plus, I don't remember how you do it. Anyways,
Oh,
so I know it's Ahsoka, but I had to get the character.
I love Ahsoka Wade.
oh yeah.
I know. I know you like it. Love Ahsoka, but I do have. I know it's a little off.
Oh, the
but-
Tantia.
Nice.
No, I
Yeah,
have
my
Vader
canteen
and I-
said, arrives tomorrow.
Nice.
Oh, there you go. APC.
I'm wearing
Wade.
Sundowners. Do you got the here? Wait.
I have chestnut.
Edit.
What do you want to know?
He's a pajama guy.
No, I'm wearing a t-shirt. Sundowners. Oh wait, you never wanted
I got jammies on.
smart stuff. So what do I
got
know?
jammies on.
Ah, shit.
Language. Wait. Language.
I know. Okay, to be fair,
Wow.
no the
Had to
problem.
keep you
Okay,
off.
to be fair. Okay, to be fair, a piece right
What's that?
here fell off. This
Oh.
Is
Wade,
that your
from
own name?
Kenobi. From Kenobi.
Wait, I got a question for you. Do you have
What?
the Imperial Superstar Destroyer? Like the
No, I
40th
don't
Return
have
of the
those.
Jedi one?
No,
Okay.
but I do have. Let me see if it'll. I mean, there's dust on it, but I have this from.
Oh, yeah. A wing.
Now I'm kicking myself because I wanted the Vader combo, but I didn't get that.
I
Give
want
me
the
1
combo.
second.
I
I'll
didn't get
get
that.
more stuff. Just give me 1 second.
Yeah.
What do I want?
I think I'm getting a package delivered.
And of course, probably my computer saying,
Oh wait.
"Yeah, plug me in."
I gotta. There we go.
Give me 1 second. I have more. I promise. I have more. Just give me 1 second to plug my computer.
We're good.
Work all day.
Sundance Kid, what's up?
No, you.
Oh,
have
look
not.
who it is,
We're good, Wade.
Southern bro.
Wade, go put some clothes on, dude.
It's a t-shirt.
Hey, you leave Wade alone because I'm in my jammies also. Just so you know.
Ow! I hate getting old.
Yeah, but John, you never wear clothes, dude. If you could walk around never wearing a pair of shoes, you would.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's why you need to live, John. You need to live like somewhere near sand or like warm climates.
John,
never
show
wear-
this.
I would, if I
Oh, wow.
ever move, I want to wake up the mountains and I want warm. So where can I go?
Arizona.
John,
Yeah.
do you see what I have?
Oh, we see what you got there, Wade. Wait, I have technology. Wait, I got technology. If I can use it, because I don't have a mouse because it's gone.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Now I have the piece that goes underneath, but of course I forgot that I tapped it.
Wait,
I do have.
got your load too fast? Is that what it was? It's gone now.
No, I just somewhere in the room.
Oh, I got two of those, the Hasbro ones. Those are nice.
I have this.
Oh,
No, I have the
nice.
Lego E-wing, but that was the combo with the other ship. I have. I don't know. Oh, I do have this. Give me 1 second.
Make your bed, Wade. That's embarrassing. Okay.
Hey, I have a life, okay?
Wade, why is there Jergens on your nightstand?
Jurgen, what are you talking about?
It helps the Lego pieces slip in there quicker.
He
Yeah,
has
sure.
dry skin.
Wow, okay.
I'm not.
Okay, guys.
Yeah, I'm sure one
Wow.
part is moisturized.
Do what you got to do. I'm just saying.
Yeah, whatever. I have one more. I have a custom chip that I made, but I'll get there in a second. But I do have. Let me just make sure it focus. Of course, it's dusty, but I have the whole from
Very
Rogue
nice.
One. Now, the only thing I hate about it, stupid One Wing doesn't want to. You get the gist of it, anyways. Is the only thing I hate about this set is just, you can't put a guy. You can't put. You can set him out like on the side,
Yeah.
but you can't set him in the. Set it in there.
Oh.
Like how it should be. But
Yeah.
I have the.
I got that, Manoween.
And this is my custom cargo
Why is there
ship.
tissue over there?
Where?
Hey, you leave him alone.
You missed one.
Man's
Yeah,
got
whatever,
Oh,
Sundowners.
tried and balled
Wanna
up.
see you? Hey, I haven't seen you on the channel yet. My channel.
It's right there.
What are you talking
Not
about?
on. I'm talking about. Never mind.
You seen his wife? He doesn't need anything of that stuff. I'm just saying.
This is custom, obviously.
Hey, Wade, Bobby and
What?
John came like 1,000 miles to Tennessee to hang out, and you live 50 miles away and couldn't.
Oh, whatever. I had a life, okay?
You couldn't
That's
go.
why your
Not.
engagement.
Wait,
Not
you
my
do not.
fault.
I'm calling you out. You do not.
Yeah,
Yes, I
but like,
do.
you're playing with the Lego right now. You could have made it 10 minutes down the road to see Bobby and John.
Yeah, but it's an hour.
That looks like the RV from Spaceballs.
No.
Yeah.
It's just a custom ship. Cargo
It
ship.
looks like the RV from Spaceballs.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, really?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, with the wings
How
and
is
the
that-
engines in the
No,
front.
it was. Well, you can. Nice thing is, this can just come off right there, and then you see the inside.
Oh, that's a. I need to watch Spaceballs again. That's a classic movie right there.
Funny movie.
But and then you have the pieces, if I remember right. Oh wait, I know what I did wrong. Putting
Right
the
for
wrong-
Sundowners. Have you seen? Are you watching Skeleton Crew?
Hell no, I'm not gay.
It's a fun show. You know what?
I'm not watching it either, but I mean, I guess you would give me. Okay, to be fair, I would think about a Lego set.
Where's,
they
where's
came out
Wade
with
at?
that.
Where's Wade at? There we go. All right. So now we can talk real Star
Oh,
Wars.
Oh,
Oh, he just lost. Oh,
Yeah. Well, I kicked him out because that's how
well,
I ended up.
Sean.
Whatever, Gone. I love. You're funny, Gone.
All right. So let me ask you this, Sundowners. Then something that we do have in common, other than Star Wars, that you hater, Nick
Right.
and Coach, whatever. What about? Oh, here we go. What about Highlander? What? Any updates on Highlander? I am excited about that. Oh wait.
that'll be interesting.
Before you answer,
Hey, Donna.
I don't have. I'm
Oh, Donna.
Donna.
Yeah, Donna too much. I know the
I
song.
don't have a mouse. It's gone. Nice. How are you feeling, Miss Donna? Better?
Cool.
Hey, John, I do have one thing that you would like.
What?
Hold on, give me the second. Let me remember.
Hey, John, I sent you. You're talking about Star Wars. I sent you something. It's a YouTube link, but it's something that's
I don't have that.
sold out of England, and I'm getting it for Christmas. I'm pretty excited about it.
John, do you see this?
If you are a fan of the Kenner 1977 to 85, the original line of figures,
Yeah.
this is a
I am.
really cool.
I love Boss Bounty.
Hey, Sundowners, do you see this?
Wait, can we share this or no? Or are we get in trouble? I don't care.
No,
about
no,
getting in
you can
trouble.
share it.
All right, let me. Well, can you put it in this thing? Wait, let's see. Let's see. Copy. All right, here.
I think I had the Revenge of the Sith game for the original Xbox.
All right.
So,
Let's play it roundabout, but it'll work.
you
Oh,
can show it.
Any House of the Dragon news? I haven't heard like anything in a while.
Dark-
The next wave of stuff is going to be Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Night of the Seven
okay.
Kingdoms comes out probably July or August, maybe August. So
Okay.
they said after the summer, the end of the summer, going into Q3. So they've already filmed it,
Yeah.
but they're doing post production right now, which I don't know that it's going to take all that long because there's no dragons in it. It's more kind of like Mandalorian and Grogu. It's like a knightly
anyone,
figure
yeah.
that is protecting a young boy, and they
Okay.
travel throughout the kingdom. But there's
Yeah.
no like dragons. It's a very, very, very well written story that is like a protector.
Okay.
And this kid who he doesn't know is basically eighth in line to the throne. He's like, no chance. But he shaves his head because he doesn't want anybody to see his Targaryen hair, his blonde hair.
Oh, okay.
So, but
Hey,
there's-
John.
there you go. Have you guys seen
wow.
this?
Nope.
Yep.
I'm
Yeah.
a big fan of Boss Bounty. A big
So-
fan. I like him a lot.
So
Damn.
the
I
side
was sub-
the panels right there,
Yep.
those are LED. And if you look at the top, it starts with the first 12 back figures and it runs all the way to 1985 to the
Yeah.
last figures that were done.
Yeah, each series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Wow.
What's that
Well,
cost?
So that's being shipped to me, and then I got to put together. It's going to go on my back wall. But so I've been going through my boxes, and because you got to have figures to put them in. So
Yeah.
Yeah, wait. Sundowner, you didn't buy any at the con? I mean ICC.
have them all. What are you talking about?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really
Hey.
nice looking.
Sorry,
John,
Nick, they
I
got
think-
they got to take
neat.
it
I like
put
that
them in
a lot.
there.
Hey John, I sent you a short that I feel like you would like.
Oh, you sent me a short. Whatever. That's rude.
Here you go, John.
Come on, it's Jar Jar. You can't go wrong with Jar Jar.
Oh wait, I have technology. Wait. This sucks without a mouse.
So basically, I've got all in boxes, and I
Yep.
have to go through and get them all out,
Oh,
right?
nice.
So
Do you have a vinyl Cape Jawa?
I do have a vinyl Cape Jawa.
What is it?
Oh,
90?
no,
What's it?
nice.
The original 96? Is that what it is?
Nice.
What's the number? 96. I want-
Sundowner, the force
80.
is with you, man.
77 to 85. The vinyl Cape Jawa is around $1,700 loose. You can
Yeah.
get it. You can negotiate if you find the right vendor for about $1,400.
Yeah, I gotta get one of those back in my collection. I used to have
Like,
two of those.
You got two Donnas.
Yak
I'm
Face.
still no.
Yak Face is about $550.
My
Oh, wow.
computer blinked and then I don't know.
All right. So should I?
And then
There we
then
go.
you
Are you good? All right.
Then you
I
got
got-
the blue snaggletooth, and then you have the double telescoping sabers.
Yep.
Those are all the most expensive. If you then if you
Oh wow, Kings.
watch this guy's video, Boss Bounty, where he shows that panel that he bought and put the figures in, the Power of the Force, which was 1985, they had the coins with them, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
if you want to go all the way and go, okay, I'm going to collect those final 16 figures, then
Nice.
the coins, yeah. So
All right. Wait. I have technology. 'Cause I'm
if
hit.
you look at the Anakin coin and the Yak Face coin, those are the Yak Face coin and the Anakin coin are the most expensive to get.
Okay.
Huh.
So if you were walking into a place and let's say Donna had the whole collection of loose figures from 77 to 85,
Yeah.
from the 12 back original 12 backs all the way to the Power of the Force.
Yeah, Donna.
If she said, "Hey, I'm willing to sell all of it to you," you're going to spend probably, I don't know, 12 grand, 14 grand. If you get a decent deal, that's probably
Yeah.
fair market. Now, if you start
that's
getting
like-
into the variations, the double telescoping,
Yep.
and all that, then you can add thousands to it.
Yeah, and that's like what, like 80, 85 condition?
Yeah,
Sundowners, you'd
that's
say?
that's when Leia's hair, Han's hair don't have like the paint off of them, and you look at the figures, make sure there's no paint off the hands of the Yak Face. A lot of the Yak Face figures, the paint wears off the hands, so you just you want to find them as good condition. These that I've had for 35 years.
Wow. That's awesome.
Nice.
They never. So when they come out for the first time to go into that panel, it'll be the first time I've taken them out of these things in a long time.
Wow.
Hey,
I think-
John, which one do you like better?
Oh wait. I don't know. I have technology without a mouse, so now I'm doing all this.
Lego.
I don't like Legos.
Same person. Same
You
person.
know why? You
Who
know
is
what?
it?
When I was growing up, Legos were blocks, and you had to make your own things.
Hey, who is
Yeah, I
it?
remember that.
Come on. Who is it?
So hey, there was in Star Wars land, there was a little bit of tea leaves being put out in the last day or two.
Who is it?
So
Wow,
what
I get
normally happens?
drafted.
What normally happens when somebody's at the end of the road, like they spent a whole career in an industry, and they're at the end of the road. What normally happens at the end? Think about in any industry we all
AI. Let me get Mark
Like they
Hamill's
want to,
AI.
go out
AI.
on a win, kind of like one
like
last
if you
hurrah.
work in any industry for 30 years, 40 years, and you're towards the end, they start giving you awards, right?
Yeah.
So
Wait, Harrison Ford.
no,
No.
I thought it was interesting that they announced on Hollywood Reporter yesterday that February 23rd they're giving a Lifetime Achievement Award to Kathy Kennedy.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Get another gold star. Get a little
I don't
gold star.
know. You know what though? You know what, Sundowners? She's coming to the end. She is old, but at the same time, like the rules that we used to follow in the last 60 years, the rules have changed, man. Who knows? This woman could go on for another decade. The way
But,
Yeah, but it's just
but look at what we
Wait,
got.
but how would she?
That's it.
Look
His
at what we,
numbers don't lie.
the
think
last
that's
three
it?
times. The last 3 times she's renewed her contract. She's done 3-year terms. The last 3, right?
Yeah.
Her contract every term ends in October. And if you go back and you look at the announcements, they've made public announcements of her renewal each time.
And nothing.
And it's been in September. It's been in September and the beginning of November when they've made the public announcement that she's renewed. We are 2 months out from her contract expiring, and there's been no announcement. So,
yeah.
So you think that's the end?
Jeff Snyder, who's pretty on top of things, he was saying on his insider report that she's contracted through the summer, which means it's a 6-month extension.
And then that's it.
So that would jive with her going into these award things and getting all these lifetime things. February 23rd, they wine and dine. Oh, Kathy did all this great stuff, and then in the summer, she's out.
God, I hope.
Well, the damage is done, and who's going to take over? Somebody even worse, possibly.
Nobody.
You never know.
Why would you hire a CEO of Lucasfilm? You just rolled under Disney. Why would you have somebody?
Yeah.
They shouldn't have her. Why would you? They shouldn't have a CEO anyway. When George sold it, they should have had her as a transitional figurehead just to get the trilogy launched, and then get her out of there, and then roll it up under like Kevin Feige and the creatives under Disney.
Yeah.
Like Marvel doesn't have a CEO. So,
John, what do you think?
Don't
Hey,
tell me you're a
hold on,
fucking
I got kids screaming. I'll be right back.
Oh, okay.
You don't even want really?
I don't see your
What
fuzzy
is
No.
that? Like something- is that supposed to be an
No, you see-
Ewok or something? Or
Yeah, Ewok.
Ew, I
You are.
want one.
Now this is way. Of course, it doesn't have the headpiece, but it's supposed to be can't think of the
Warwick
name.
or Wicked?
Wicket.
No,
Wicked?
the one
Warwick?
that's with Leia.
Wicket.
Pablo?
Yeah, Wicket
It's Wicket.
Pablo?
with Leia. Yeah.
Yeah,
with
the one
Leia?
with Leia. Yeah.
That's Wicked. You don't know who Wicked is?
No, I couldn't remember
Wicket,
the name.
Wicket good.
Oh, okay. You got
Hey,
stumped.
John, how do you not have a Star Wars tree? Is what I want to know.
A Star Wars tree?
Yeah, like a tree behind you.
Oh, I
Like
do
the
not.
Death Star and everything.
No, I just I got nothing Star Wars on it. Oh, I do have here. Wait, I have technology.
So how's everybody doing?
Not bad. Tired. Work's busy.
Hey, Sarge. Side note.
Yeah.
Oh, Grogu.
And
Oh, cool.
Hey, Sarge, if you click that link I dropped, it has as far as the last time I checked earlier today, it's that
Oh, that's horrible.
it's going bonkers views wise.
Yeah.
Donna, how are you doing?
Oh, geez.
I'm good.
How's your boo boo on your knee?
Oh, it hurts.
Hey, Donna, how'd you get boo-boos on your knees? I'm just asking.
Oh,
I'm just
Jesus.
Actually, I was walking into church. And
Wow.
Was it Ivy?
Right in church. Right in the parking lot, Donna?
John, come on.
Right in the parking lot.
Wow. Huh.
Like right on the kneecap? Oh, that's pretty much the knee. Oh,
Wait,
guess
I
it's
have
on the
technology,
kneecap.
Donna. Wait, put it up there again. I have technology. Whoa, show us.
Whoa, that look.
Oh,
That had to hurt.
I've done that before.
Done scuffed it up. Oh, Sundowners just missed Donna showing some skin. Just saying.
Just saying.
No, I was walking into church and my shoe broke.
Literally, you walked into the church.
Stepping on something and I fell down. I was already dizzy.
Dizzy, my head is spinning like a whirlwind. It never.
Hey, Sarge, did you see the link I dropped?
yes, I did. Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And it was free as of, I don't know, 10 a.m. today. It was free on Epic, but it's not free anymore. So I had to get it. Now, I don't have desire to. I might play the sequel trilogy, but just to get it up there, but I don't plan on it.
So you guys are
I
watching.
mean, unless really people want it, but so far everybody's liking the Jar Jar stuff that I posted.
I like Jar Jar. I've always liked Jar Jar.
Yeah, except for I don't remember him drinking the hyperdrive in episode 1.
Doing what?
It's a link that I sent you. He drinks the hyperdrive fluid in Lego.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, Lego.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
You guys are
I
watching.
know it was a joke, obviously, but anyway, I gotta get back to stuff, but I wanted to drop by.
Well, thanks,
What-
Wade, for showing up. I appreciate that.
Hey,
Thanks, Wade.
really quick.
Yep.
John, I want to hear what do you think of the episode before I leave? You don't have just give me out of 10. What do you
10.
think of it?
10.
Honestly,
Yep.
10? Or
Yep.
are you just saying 10?
No, I love it because the reason I really, really enjoyed it. I think it's a lot of fun, and my 3 granddaughters are into it. So I absolutely love it. It's they've never really they tolerate Star Wars with me, but they're like into this. So absolutely love it.
What did Megan think?
Oh, she comes and watches too. She likes it. Her and Zach. Yep. Like
What
I said,
did you
it's just
think
fun.
of the parents?
Okay, so if you're going where I think you're going,
I'm trying to be YouTube safe.
No,
so we
I'll
all
see
know.
everyone.
Yes.
I will justify that the Visor girl, KB's mom, she might be an aunt or just a friend being comforted to her.
No, they said our daughter or our kid.
Well, I think, and okay, so they said that, but I think she said that, and again, this is how I had
Walks like the dyke and smells. Never mind.
I think I justify that as she was talking about all the kids. There are kids in the ship, all everybody in that room.
Okay.
That's how I mentally justify this because I'm
Okay.
not playing the game.
So if you're an adult
Tanya,
fan, what is good about watching it?
Oh, I think it's just fun. Absolutely fun. It's pirates. How can you go wrong with pirates? And like a lot of you guys, like Sundown, you guys are like critics. Your mind is set to look at everything critically. I mean that's just how your mind goes. My mind is if I can sit down for 40 minutes and escape everything and just have fun and be 12 and go back to 12 years old, I love it. Absolutely love it.
Yeah, I just don't.
Even
I
as
haven't-
a 12
I haven't watched the last couple of. I didn't watch the Acolyte.
I didn't watch the Acolyte at all. I didn't watch the only
You didn't miss
I saw
anything.
was online when they were showing stuff. I refused to watch it. I'm not
Yeah,
playing the game.
After they, at some point, I just said, "Look, I'm cutting off the water spout. Like, if she's in charge, I'm not watching any of it."
But
I'm still-
I wish you would watch. It is just fun, and that's what I wanted out of it. It doesn't tie to anything lore where anybody's going to get upset. It's just fun.
It's supposed to tie into some lore. There's something it's supposed to tie into.
That I haven't seen that yet, but
with the
There's
with
I heard a theory from a friend of mine a long time ago. They have a little YouTube channel, guy Martin Adam. They say it connects to the sequel trilogy. Like, I
and
don't
they're
know,
no, that's
what-
not. I'm talking about the guy, the main guy, who he really is.
well,
Seen it. I
Okay.
just I it was about a year ago that they had stuff out there saying he was.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know. But and then people all wound
Okay.
up tying stuff to the sequel trilogy. At some point, they're going to have to. It's just a reality.
I just, so she's had a pattern of, I mean, well, so much stuff, right? Incompetent writers, and we've gone for all the shows and all the stuff they've done.
Yeah,
But-
writers with an agenda.
But there's no guys being guys in Star Wars anymore. She's got all the Dave Filoni is again, he is what he is. We've talked about that. The writers' room, it's just they don't like men. They don't
No.
like guys. They don't
No,
like
the whole story group is all
no
women.
They don't like original trilogy, Han Solo and Luke.
Yeah.
Look what they did to those characters. So like, until they're gone, you're just like you're not going to get. And I know some people are like, well, what about Cassian Andor? I go, well, okay, Cassian Andor is in Rogue One, and he's not the main character. The main character is a girl.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, but
and-
even Cassian's character, in my opinion, is it's I don't know. Like, he's a great actor and he's carrying it, and there is some good writing in Andor, but there's some flaws in the way that a character like that would become a rebel. I'm not going to get
it's a
into
supporting character.
detail.
That's the whole point.
Yeah.
You a couple $100 million on a supporting character, but again, they don't like men. The people that run Lucasfilm, they don't like men, and that's obvious when they even have male characters. And I haven't watched this dopey show, but like, they're not going to have, like, the boys being boys, right? The girls are going to be little girl bosses. And
Yeah, it's just like in the first set, the girls are smarter, the boys are
the boys are
stupid.
kind of pseudo feminine,
I will give you that because I think the
the lead character, the boy with the curly hair. Well, I didn't know he was a boy until like later when the father said, "Oh, my son."
I will
I couldn't
will
tell if it
defend
was a
them
boy or a girl.
because the two boys are just boys.
and that
they're best friends. They're just what 10, 11-year-old boys. They're just boys. But the girls, I would say, are a year or two older than them in the show.
Mm.
And that's just how it is. Girls mature faster, and they're just that's how it is. Like when I dated Mandy, she had a boy that was a year younger than Megan, or a year younger than Mogs. And Mogs and Haley Bug ran that boy. He would do whatever they said. That's just
the
how
boy
it
was
is.
still a boy.
Yeah, and I think the boys are in the show. I do think that.
So when I saw the trailer and I saw that little blue elephant, I was like, I guarantee you they're going to make that a boy or a male because
Yeah.
it's easier to
I
do
love Neil.
creature is a male than to do two actual boys.
I love Neil, just so you know.
And they're not going to put. Listen, if they
'Cause
have,
Neil's a good friend, also. Just a good kid, good friend. I love Neil.
and if they have their choice, they're not going to put white guys in it. Right? They're going to do it. It's going to be
Yeah.
creatures that are male, or like Cassian and this kid. They're going to be kind of like
All right, so what is and I don't know. What's Jude Law?
Well, he's British. He's just like the guy who played Luthen in Andor.
Yeah.
But I haven't watched the episodes. He's not the main character, is he?
He was in the last one, I would say.
Okay.
is he like a metrosexual character? Is he
No,
playing like
I don't
those?
think
No.
so.
Now they'll cast
Okay.
cast white British guys in supporting roles because they they film this stuff in England or they film it wherever. But like
As long as you're not Professor Snape.
that's right.
Because the
Just-
first episode was all about the kids. The second one, at the end, they introduced I'm going to say Judd Law because I don't know what Jod non whatever. But the third episode was pretty much all I took it as centered around him, who he was and what he did, and
Right. They're this one was when I saw the trailer, I was like, all right, they're doing this thing to bring kids in. But here's the problem: is like first of all, my kids, 9 and 11, two boys, they don't give two flips about Star Wars. I judge everything with them by when they walk through the room and something's on TV.
Yeah.
Stop. Does it catch their eye if they're eating or they pay attention? And they do that if they see Spider-Man. They do that if they see anime, Japanese anime, One Piece, that type of stuff. Like because they play Dragon Ball Z and they play Fortnite.
Yeah.
You know, that'll catch their eye. But if they walk through and they see something Star Wars, they just keep walking. They don't care.
Sundance, if you put on the original trilogy, does that get them at all? Not the
last
special
time
edition.
I tried that, they were a little bit younger. I did watch the original Superman movie with Christopher Reeve with my youngest 9-year-old, and he watched the whole thing. I was shocked that he was asking questions. He was asking questions. He didn't quite get the humor of Lex and Otis. He was trying to figure that out. But when Superman was doing stuff, and when he went to he was basically like, you know, asking me questions about Christopher Reeve. He's like, why is he the other person's not Superman? That, you know, he's talking about Henry Cavill. Then he was saying, I like this Superman better. He looks like Superman. I was like, he was saying Christopher Reeve looked like Superman, which was really cool.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, the music's over my head right now.
Christopher Reeves is.
Try putting on put on the original film, Star Wars or
it's
Empire,
been a while.
depending on how
You know, I think the last one they watched maybe longer than 45, 50 minutes was probably Force Awakens, and then they did watch Phantom Menace where Anakin's little. You know, because that's geared. They were like 2 years younger, so they were watching the pod race and all that. That, you know, but again, the problem with these idiots running Lucasfilm is you do a show in the Acolyte where it's this girl who is really becoming a Sith, so there's no heroes really. Even the Jedi were bad, right? Because they screwed her up. And then you have her being raised by women who are married, these lesbian witches. And so that's not geared towards children.
No.
So most parents who are like, oh, Disney, Star Wars, like they go watch it and go, man, this isn't really made for my kids. So they don't watch that. And they turn around after the Acolyte, where they create all this identity politics and cram it into their show. Then they turn around and go, hey, we've got a kid show, Skeleton Crew. You need to watch it. And like, it doesn't work like that, because once parents start to question, hey, should I let my kids watch this? They don't have time to go, hey, I'm going to go over each and every series they put out to see if it's kid friendly. They don't do that.
Yeah.
Go, look, Star Wars is really more for teens and adults now, and I don't have time to walk through the room and make sure every scene is appropriate for my 9-year-old.
So I've heard this brought up a couple times. Do you think they should have released Skeleton Crew before the Acolyte?
100%. 100%. They never should have done the Acolyte.
Yeah,
They never should.
I've never seen it, and I won't. I just won't.
No, I mean, they, first of all, they broke all kinds of lore and canon, right, with the Force and the witches, and they broke all that.
Yeah. Seriously broke it.
And then they basically, there wasn't one person in the show that was someone to pull for.
No.
They were all
horrible?
I mean, the Asian guy that was in the beginning, the first couple episodes. By the middle part of the thing, you know, they were, you know, everybody was saying, look, you know, God, this guy turned bad. This guy did some bad stuff.
You know what's also horrible is the fact that since Hasbro has the contract with Disney, Lucasfilm, that they had to release a 6-pack retro of Acolyte. They've given it in the vintage collection, the full wave, the full wave. I think they did a whole bunch of them, like 6 of them. And then the same with Black Series. Like they got like quite a few figures for a crappy, like one of their biggest failures for a show. And yet they really pushed that
stuff will be, you won't see any of that stuff in stores. So it'll just be sold online for pennies on the dollar. They, you know, that stuff they already had in, you know, they were making those contracts before the show came out. And so these people actually thought that show was going to do well. And it shows how tone deaf they are. They don't have anybody in the room that said, wait a second, I got a question, you know, like a logical person to say, who's our fan base here? You know, 80%
No,
of our
they've-
fan base
the
are,
people that are-
male.
The people that they've hired, like, good lord, like, just complete.
They're all going to get fired.
Just
I mean, I know I've heard people go, well,
Oh.
when there's changes, they'll still keep Filoni. No, they won't.
Lay down. Lay down.
He'll be gone.
oh, I wouldn't hire Filoni. Not
Yeah.
after no.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
To be
he
honest
was
with you,
good
I'd
at
fire them all.
animation, but live
Like, they're
action
not-
and stuff.
Or just let
Nah.
him go. It's not even. It's nothing
I-
personal. It's just.
I
I gut the
actually-
whole company pretty much.
I
It was my
actually
call,
think
and just
that-
roll over.
That Ahsoka would have been a whole lot better had it been light or just animation. I think it would be decent animation. The story.
That's the
It-
last show I watched, and I was like, I'm done with this. They got the Ezra guy, which was like, they ruined the
Oh.
character.
Yeah. Oh, he was spot on as Ezra.
Well, the guy playing him, but not what his character was actually doing in the show.
I mean, I like Ahsoka too.
He totally deferred to Sabine, and I mean, like, in the Rebels animated show, Ezra ended the series powerful. He was.
So, all right, let me ask you this.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't Ezra by the end of Rebels right below Luke and Anakin in terms of power? Like, he was pretty powerful in the Force.
I never watched it. I never followed.
I don't know
any
if
of it.
he
I
was
only watched
comparable
the
to
Ahsoka
that,
show, that's
But
it,
he was pretty skilled by the end of
He
Rebels.
was pretty. So then you get to this one, and he's stuck on this planet, and he shows up, and these two girls bossed him around. And he's like, "Hey, what's going on? Oh, I want a lightsaber. I don't want a lightsaber. Like, what the?"
It seems like they're so aloof. It's like he forgot he was a Jedi, and he doesn't like he's an actor.
And that
doesn't
guy
know.
playing him, I bet you the guy playing him, this is just my opinion. I think that guy playing him does not like Lucasfilm either. Because he showed up, the guy that plays Ezra stood
Yeah.
right next to me and my co-host at the G&G panel at MegaCon. He was in their panel, standing there watching it.
Yeah.
So, like, why do you show up to a Geeks and Gamers? Well, they had Nerdrotic and Critical Drinker in there too, but like the guys that have been ripping Lucasfilm to shreds, right? And he walks in, and this wasn't just like a room that was right near the floor, the exhibit floor. You had to really go out of your way to go into the panel to find him. And like, I look over and someone goes, "That's Ezra," and because I didn't recognize him, I just didn't. It's like, okay, this dude shows up to the panel. That told me that, like, he's like, man, I'm,
So, all right, let me ask
could
you
be
this.
right, but there's a lot of actors that have, they're all they know how to do is read their lines. Like they have no clue how to write. They have no.
Well, and
like,
he
they
wasn't
can't
posting
read
online
anybody.
on social media that he was there. He was very quiet about it. So he probably was
Huh,
like, man, I don't need to
interesting.
be posting that I'm here.
So let me
Yeah,
ask you this.
that shows a sign of intelligence. Thinking
So-
behind it.
So Dave
maybe.
Filoni, I like Dave Filoni. I like him a lot. Do you think, because he's done some of the best Star Wars that we've ever had, the last four seasons of, or last four episodes of season 7 is amazing.
Of what?
Clone Wars. I mean, I don't know how many times I've watched that.
Wasn't there other
think-
writers and other people working in on that?
That I
I
don't
know.
know.
Yeah.
I
there
think-
were, but
yeah.
I mean, yeah, like
And
Filoni,
George
great at
Stoltz-
animation.
So do
Live
you think-
action, it's like a total 180.
do you think he's kind of being like the thumb pushed down, being influenced on what he does now?
Yeah.
for sure. Of course.
Gotta
He's
report
got
to
to. He's got to earn his paycheck, and he doesn't want to lose his job.
Because I do like him. I've actually talked to him, and I like him a lot.
So
Oh, okay.
7,
So
he
when
was
you
still-
John, when you met him, what vibe did you get off him? Like,
Because
did
this
you-
is
did you
back.
see,
This is
like-
back when Clone Wars. It had to been out. But that's nobody even knew who he was and all that, and they would have. It was, back then it was Forcecast, I think it was, but now it's Rebel Force Radio. They would have parties and all that. I mean, like talk to the man.
But you're talking about prior to the Disney purchase, right?
Yes,
That's a whole different world.
that's
He
what
was-
I'm saying. Do you think they have
Yeah.
their kind of thumb on him, and this is what you do if you want pay. This is how you play the game.
When they bought Lucasfilm, she basically drove George away.
Yeah.
George didn't even show up to Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker premieres.
That's what I'm saying. Do you think they have their thumb on them where this is how it is?
I mean,
If you want to make a living, this is
he's
what
been promoted like 2 or 3 times because he does what he does what they tell him to do.
So if he was released on his own, because you think it'd be better once Kathleen's gone?
No, I
on
think
who
they got a
hire.
clean house. I think they got a clean. It's like
I do believe in Dave Filoni. I do think he's an awesome storyteller, but I think they got their thumb on him that he's restricted in what he does. That's my own opinion.
Well, he's not even good at selling their agenda within these stories. Like, you know, the Soviet Union, when they had certain people make their propaganda films, like I forget the guy's name. Eventually, he made a few films and then fled to the West. But at least he could make their propaganda look good in films back then. Like, these people can't even sell their LGBTQ, whatever the heck agendas they're trying to push.
In he interviews, he always deferred to the canon of George's vision. He was consistent with how he answered questions and the storytelling. And now, every interview, the guy just creates something brand new out of his ass. And he's like, well, Sabine, this and that. And he starts changing all this stuff. And it's like him and Filoni were doing him and Favreau were doing an interview, and they were talking about like Yoda. They were talking about something about Yoda and Yoda's power and all this stuff. And he starts arguing with Favreau because Favreau was talking about something about from the original trilogy. And Filoni was just changing it. Like it was something in an interview. I can't remember. They were sitting together around Mando. Maybe it was Mando season 3 or can't remember. But
well, what do you think of Favreau? Now, I mean, he's done some really shitty work and he's done some absolute great work.
My answer to that is he's lost my trust too because of Lizzo and Jack Black and all this crap. I think he phoned it in.
So you bring up Lizzo and Jack Black. That was the first, and I can remember sitting in the car, like driving, thinking about it. That was the first time I'm like, am I done with Star Wars? That's the first time I ever felt that way after that episode.
Like, it's just amazing. Like, if I was watching that even from like their way of thinking, I'd be like, that is so bad. That is so terrible. Like, we have to reshoot
am I done with Star
we have
Wars?
to take Lizzo's costumes off. We have to change all the lines. Like, we got to reshoot. That's just, you know, I would never put the product out.
Gina Carano said somewhere, I don't know if it was an interview, I can't remember. I think she had said it like in print or something, but she said that, you know, Favreau was you know, communicating with her all the way up to the point where they cut her, right? So he clearly wanted Gina as part of his what was going to happen with Mandalorian and the Rangers of the New Republic or whatever. Yeah. And I think to answer Donna's question, I think it got to the point where, you know, Favreau was just like, screw it, you know, I'm not going to fight this fight and deal with these people. Like, I think he started working on other stuff, and then they brought him back in, and they paid him a lot of money to come in.
Yeah.
And again, remember, there was no mention of anything having to do with Mandalorian and Grogu as a movie for a while. And then all of a sudden, that gets put to the front burner, and there's going to be shooting, right? And so I think that they started seeing the numbers. You see the decline of Mandalorian season 3, Obi-Wan, and Mandalorian Book of Boba Fett, Mandalorian season 3, and it's been a steady. The viewership's gone like this, all the way down to where.
You know what though? With Mando's season 1 and 2, it was almost like it was harkening back to the original trilogy and Star Wars we wanted, and then and all these other shows, it's like the sequel trilogy formula just overtook everything since
go back and look at Gina's role in season 2. She's kind of she's right there with Mando. It's her, Mando, and Grogu, and all of a sudden fire her when he's already got laid out for season 3, and that completely throws the whole thing because now you have we have to use Bo-Katan to kind of sort of replace Cara. Like what do we do? And then Pedro, I don't want to do it anymore, so he only showed up a couple of days. You know, basically Brendan.
Yeah, he was very hands off season 3.
Everything you saw in season 3 was Brendan Wayne. So
let me ask you what you think of this. a couple days ago, Gina and Hayden were at a con, I assume. And
Oh, their
she-
picture. That looks fun. Good.
so what do you make of that? Is
I don't make much. That's just a con, and Hayden can do whatever he wants. But I do think it came out with an encyclopedia or a book like a month ago, and
Yeah.
Cara Dune for the first time
Yeah, she was in it.
is back in it. She's because they removed her from the toys, everything.
Yeah.
And so now she's back in it, and she had like 2 pages in the book. I think that is another sign that Kathy Kennedy is on the way out the door, because Kathy Kennedy would have never. She hates Gina Carano.
can you
never
imagine
allowed
if she shows up in any capacity somewhere, just like shows up on screen? Can you imagine what would happen? I
Yeah.
mean, just
If I was Gina, I wouldn't do it unless
see, that's
you
the
know,
thing. That's the thing.
I wouldn't do it unless there's been a sea change at Lucasfilm, because they tried to ruin her. They
Oh yeah, sure
I'm
did.
not going to speak to like what maybe she's gone through mental and health and I don't know about all that, but they tried to destroy her. They not only fired her, but then they put out a statement saying that she was hateful in her rhetoric. Like,
Okay, so and I totally and I would
that's basically canceling somebody. ruining
I
their
would
life.
so with that I would say, oh, absolutely not. Screw you guys, whatever. But she's so in touch with the fans. Would that driver to come back?
I think if it was new leadership, I think if
Yeah.
Luke,
Thing.
That's the thing. If you got like rid of, Kathy Kennedy, Pablo
Yeah.
Hidalgo, the story group,
now Dave
and
Filoni,
say, hey,
I think she's professional. So I think if Dave was still around, I don't think that would stop Gina from doing something with them. But Kathy Kennedy and who's the producer, the person under Kathy, I can't remember her name. Black lady that was the executive producer on Acolyte. James, or what's her name?
That I don't know.
She's high up, but she's very
Yeah.
identity politics woke, and this
yeah,
take out all the male characters, and so I think Gina, I think it would have to be new leadership, and I think that the fact that they put her in that book, I think that's another sign that we're coming to the end of the way Lucasfilm is constructed. I think that we're at the end of it, whether it's 4 months, 8 months, a year. We're not 3 years away. In 2025, I think we're going to see a change. Now, I don't think there's going to be an announcement of, hey, here's the new CEO. I think they just rolled up to Disney. It's just
I mean, it is. I mean, you can't deny it's embarrassing for the things that they announced and never comes to fruition. It's embarrassing.
you got to look at the big picture. This is one part of the cog in the machine of Disney. What's Disney already done with Marvel? They're bringing back Chris Evans as Captain America. They're bringing back Robert Downey Jr., even though he's going to be playing Doom. They're realizing that these things have lost a ton of money, and they're getting back to the people that generated money. There's also rumors that they're talking to Johnny Depp about coming in and playing Jack Sparrow again in one of the Pirates movies. So I would love to see Gina Carano with Johnny Depp. That would
be good.
That would be fun.
and that would be an olive branch to go, hey, I've got this lawsuit with Disney, but Disney totally blames it all on Kathy and goes, look, we want to make this right. There's a new regime at Lucasfilm, but let's get you in a Pirates, let's get you in something else first. And then people kind of get excited. And then a few years have passed, and if you want to bring her back as Cara Dune, and it's 2028 or whatever, you can do that. So,
Because I remember when Mandalorian season 3 came out, I thought, I had hoped, I thought she was going to show up. Early did.
no, not when they like. I mean, again, she's the
Because John Favreau, is like in her court, and I thought he would sneak her in somehow, one way or another.
we all have jobs, and it's all relative how much money you make and what your job is. But like, if you get fired or you don't get a contract renewed, and then the person employing you goes on LinkedIn or goes out publicly, where if there's a lot of eyeballs on it and says, this person's not hireable. This person violated our HR policy, or this person was let go for sexual harassment or whatever, right? Good luck getting a job. You know, they literally put out a statement when they didn't have to say a word. That's why they opened themselves up for the lawsuit. They
Right.
could
Yeah.
that we just didn't renew her contract. We're going in a different direction creatively. We love Gina. Wish her the best. No, they didn't do that.
Yeah, she was blacklisted, basically.
And then they basically said she has hateful rhetoric that we don't agree with. Like,
Do you know what pissed me off about all that? Is that when it comes down to it, it was also that Headland chick that was all up in that, and then she
Head.
after
It
all
doesn't
that,
even head. Whatever.
Well, she was threatened by a real woman.
and the thing about Gina is like, we're talking about all this stuff that they want to do with destroying the male patriarchy and, you know, these characters that are male. And they had one of the strongest female characters Star Wars has ever had. Like,
Yeah.
not as
And everybody beloved.
I'll give you that Padme and Leia, you know, nobody's ever going to trump them. Those are the two top female characters in history of Star Wars. They're up here. But Gina Carano was a physically like you could actually see her on screen and believe that she'd kick your ass.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd let her kick my ass, and I would love every minute of it.
I mean, like, yeah, like, so and
Careful
again,
what you wish for, John.
and here's the thing,
I would.
because Donna, like, you know, tell me if you agree with this. Like, I get really angry when you see someone who is very nice and has no ill intent, and there's a lot of people that maybe have the same viewpoints that we have about politics or identity politics that are very vocal and can be a little bit angry about it. That was never Gina Carano. She never picked up anybody. She was the sweetest person, and all she had was an opinion about the vaccine.
Truth.
All she had. And then they tried to she made a joke on her Twitter handle about bebop boop instead of pronouns. She wasn't hating on people for having pronouns. She was just saying, my pronouns are bebop boop. Like, you can interpret that as, I exist in the Star Wars world. My pronouns are similar to R2's. Like, there was nothing hateful about that. And then
Let's just take a moment. And look at the hair, because I don't know who this idol Nicole is, but didn't say anything about my hair. My hair is glorious, just so you know. Whatever, sundowners, whatever. I'm gonna take you off the screen.
that's what makes me the maddest about Gina, though, is because I've met her in person, and a lot of these people, when you see them at these events and
oh, she was so sweet to
she's
me.
the nicest person, and they're not all nice. Andrew Garfield is a fuckwad. Like, they're not all nice people. And she's up at the top of the nicest. When you see her talking to kids, little children and little girls,
She
and
is.
you're like, this lady is got these little girls coming up to her, and she's spending time with them. And the line is slow because she's spending time with these kids, and especially little girls. And they fired her like that. So literally, I mean, you know, I hope that she does not settle. I hope she goes all the way to where
Yeah, me too.
those emails get turned over and we get to see just
just
how.
discovery.
Do you think Disney's gonna? Well, I guess it's kind of up to her, but do you think Disney's gonna let that happen? I don't think they will.
No, I think Kathy will be gone. They're delaying it. They're gonna slow it. They're gonna slow play it in the court. And I think they're going to get Kathy out the door, and then they're going to do right by Gina financially. Now, you may not see her in a Disney.
They don't
project,
want that out in the open.
but keep in mind, Scarlett Johansson sued the hell out of Disney.
Yep.
Because they put, what was the
Black Widow?
Black Widow
Yep.
was supposed to go to the theaters, and they released on streaming that broke her contract. She sued them for way more than Gina's suing them for. And she's still working with Disney. So
did she win that, or?
Oh yeah, she did.
Yeah,
they paid her out. Yeah,
they gave her money.
Yep.
She didn't win like a court judgment.
They
They
paid her
settled.
out. Yep.
I got to take care of my dog, so I'm gonna go.
Oh, Donna.
Mm.
Wait, Donna. Wait. I have technology. I gotta send you off right here. Oh, this sucks without a mouse. Oh, Donna. Oh, Donna. Yay. Well, thank you, Donna.
Hey, do you
We
guys
love
know they're doing a new Richie Valens movie?
Really?
Yeah,
Why?
Who's going to be in it?
they're remaking it. Lou Diamond Phillips said they're remaking it.
Why?
Oh, wow.
The Bamba was.
I don't know.
I actually saw that movie. That's one of the movies I saw.
It's a great movie.
All right, guys.
All right,
See you, Donna.
All right.
Donna,
Good night, Donna.
Donna, real quick, you're going to ICCCCC, right?
Yes, I am. Me and
Right.
Jessica. Yep.
Nice. That's what I thought.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
I
Sweet
wasn't
dreams,
gonna
Donna.
go. I wasn't gonna go, and then I talked to Jessica, and she goes, "Please, please, please." There's like,
Nice. Excellent.
Yep. I'll be there.
All right, you
All right,
guys.
Donna, we love you.
See you,
Love
Donna.
you. Bye.
Goodbye.
Yeah, I look. I'm not as hardline as the people that say even after Kathy's gone, it's still dead. They're not going to fix it. It's too much damage. I don't believe that because I saw what happened. Batman Begins and Christopher Nolan. All it takes is cleaning house, and then it takes one creative that has an idea that lights a spark, and then people get totally jacked, and they go, "Holy shit! Did you see?" And I'm not even talking about announcements, casting news. I would tell if they get it once Kathy's gone, I would say Disney, don't tell us that you're casting or doing a new movie. Don't tell us anything. Keep
Oh my
it
God.
all on the
Yeah.
down low, and then before we know it, hit us with a teaser.
Troll. Yeah. Exactly. I was going to say trailer, but yep.
And
Absolutely.
that way people don't even see it coming. And then they go, okay, Kathy's been gone for 2 years. And then boom, we get hit with something that makes you go, whoa, what was that? You know?
Yeah.
And so I don't think it's dead. I just think that, you know, that they've got a challenge because there's a whole generation of boys that are growing up now that, unlike the original trilogy, the prequel trilogy, there's a whole generation that's growing up now that is not growing up Star Wars fans. They're not.
And I
There's so
think
much
and
else out there and stuff that's a lot better. Yep.
No, man.
and
They're, you know,
I'll stand firm on this for the last couple of years. If you came out with the Western like Tombstone,
No, man.
that'd be $1 billion movie. People are craving
already have
for
a
it.
$1 billion franchise. It's just not at the theaters. It's on TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you put something out on the, that'd be $1 billion because people want it. They're craving for it,
Yeah, you know,
but nobody's willing to do it.
and again, I don't know that I've ever been. I still don't think I'm convinced that Star Wars is something that you should be watching on streaming as a television series. I would rather. That's why I don't have as big a problem with Andor because it's a little bit of a one-off. It's a different story. If you want to cover something around like smugglers or, you know, the crime syndicate or something but it doesn't say Star Wars on the front of the show and it's just kind of a one-off, that's fine. But when you start talking about Star Wars,
It should be an event.
it should be on the IMAX screen. It should
Yeah.
be.
I agree.
Until that industry, the movies is just dead, which we know now it's not. I mean, look at what happened with Oppenheimer and Barbie and Inside Out 2. And I mean, people are still going to see movies when it's marketed the right way. I mean, Wicked was not marketed to me. I won't go see Wicked. I don't have daughters. I don't care anything about it.
Okay.
But they market it to they have a fan base. And the people that went and saw the movie, the Broadway shows and the book and the Wizard of Oz and the musical side of it. And so that fan base from a female standpoint and others, you know, is there to make enough money. But like it doesn't cater to us five that are on here. Wicked wasn't made for us, and that's fine.
So, Sundowners, did you go see Transformers 1 in the theater?
No,
Oh, I love that movie.
no,
Me
it's
and
just,
the boys-
it's one of those that you just for me, I look at certain things and I go, man, my time's too value. You know, it has
It's
to
a
be
good
must
movie.
see in the theater for me to go. Otherwise, I'll wait for.
I'm glad we went and saw it. And I'm not like a movie guy going. I mean, I go to 3 movies a year, if that.
Yeah.
But we went. I love that movie. That's a good movie.
Yeah, I'm right now. It's all about Landman, Day of the Jackal, The Agency. Those are 3 that I'm watching.
I don't even know. Those
I
are
still got to finish season 2 of Tulsa King.
The Agency has Magneto. What's his name?
Michael Fassbender.
Michael Fassbender is
Yep.
with MI6. Actually, I'm sorry. He's with the Americans. He's with the CIA.
Yeah.
They're based in London. It's London. And and the Day of the Jackal is with Eddie Redmayne, who played in Fantastic Beasts.
Yep.
He is a sniper. He was with British Special Forces in Afghanistan and went missing and became a sniper for hire, assassination for hire.
So who's Michael Fassbender?
He played Magneto in the newer X-Men movies.
Okay, well, that I don't know, but I think, I'm sure that's who it is.
He would have been an amazing Thrawn or a great Sith Lord.
Did he? Well, I don't even know if you guys even know this.
Good actor.
Did he try and race Porsches for a while?
I don't know.
I think I watched the racing thing on him, where he tried to get into that. I'm
Dude,
sure
he was a great Magneto, a younger Magneto, and he's one of those guys that's like, that's how stupid Lucasfilm is. Like, there's so many actors you could put in these roles and be like, dude, they would kill it. Like, I mean, Cillian Murphy from Oppenheimer, Peaky Blinders, you put him in Star Wars, people watch him, just reading the phone book. Like, the dude's a great actor.
So how as far as a light at the end of the tunnel, are you think we're almost done with the woke stuff or no?
No, I think they're gonna fight until they're told by the corporate heads to stop doing it. Like,
see, and that's what boggles my mind, because I don't care what it is.
Well, you think they've lost enough money. If they keep losing more, then they'll finally say, "Hey, we're doing something wrong."
Well, it's
depends who's funding it.
That's what boggles my mind on this whole thing. It all comes down to money. I don't care what it is, but they just keep pushing.
Yeah, but you know what? Look at Wicked. What's Wicked at right now? This is the way they look at stuff. They'll never admit they're wrong. So unless they're told by the corporate entity to change course, they won't do it. So Wicked is at right under 500 million right now. So it's probably going to end up around, I don't know, maybe 900 million.
And how much did it cost to make this movie?
Wicked? Like,
yeah.
Good. $145 million. Not bad.
145.
And a lot. It's just now been rolling out to the international market, so it's only pulled like the first 150 million of it is international. So if you look at the revenue that it's doing, it is at 333 million in the United States and 135 overseas. So it's going to make another 300 or 400 million overseas before it's done. At a minimum.
So my question, because I
It'll
don't
be
know,
$1 billion movie.
So I don't, because people say like
that's woke.
$1 billion, but the theaters and all, what's their cut on all that? Because somebody's got to be making money.
Well, international, you have to give up like 50, 60 cents on the dollar.
Really?
China takes a little bit more. Germany and France take a little less, but it averages out to be between 50 and 60 cents on the dollar. You have to give up.
It always sounds good, but I'm like, well, everybody along the way's got to have their take.
Yeah. So let's say that if it's not 65, 35 or 55, 45 split, if it's like more like 70-30 domestic versus international, that they keep more of a cut of the domestic than they do international. At the box office.
All right. So let me ask you this question then: why do they always push? Well, I guess numbers. Like to include China and stuff that they do.
Well, because it's the
numbers
soon to be the biggest market.
Okay.
For film in the world, if it hasn't already passed the United States, it's close. So it's like if you're gonna make something and release it, and I tell you that 50% of your money is going to come from a certain market, and you say we're not going there, go okay. And I'm all in favor of people making movies again, where like comedies and Vacation and Revenge of the Nerds and all those types of movies. They didn't go overseas. I mean, that's American humor.
All right. So how well did? Which I don't know.
Adam Sandler movies don't go to China. They,
How well did Maverick do? Top Gun Maverick do overseas?
It was 1.4 billion total.
I mean, that was an awesome movie, and that was geared towards us, right?
But yeah,
I
but
would-
let's-
I'm still waiting for the day when we get official 3 3/4 high quality Top Gun action figures.
Oh,
Wouldn't that be awesome?
I'd buy them.
I've wanted that since the 80s. Oh man,
Okay,
when's
Top
Top
Gun
Gun
Maverick.
came out?
Top Gun Maverick made 718 million in the States and 776 million overseas.
So 700 just in the States, 700 something million.
Yeah. Now keep in mind they acquiesced to some of the Asian markets because if you remember his bomber jacket, he took some
Right. I
patches
heard
off.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, he took some of the patches off and then they didn't want to call out the foe in the movie as Russia, right? Remember when they're flying through?
Yeah.
And it was like they wouldn't even call it like Crimea or Ukraine. They didn't say. So you're like, well, where is he? They never would say. It was just a European country.
Yeah.
You don't even have the balls to say it's the fucking Russians. In the original
And
movie,
I go back to that. If
it's up
somebody
against the
made,
MiG and it's the
Yeah.
Russians. And like, grow some fucking balls, man.
see,
Like,
I go back to that. If somebody
I thought it was more Iran
Yeah,
though, and it's
a manly
backed by the
movie,
backed
like
by
straight
Russia.
out
you know?
testosterone, dude, that would make people are yearning for that.
Yeah, I think in Maverick it was more of an Iranian thing
Yeah.
because Iran was sold large numbers of F-14s in the 70s.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
it's more like yeah.
yeah.
that's why there was an F-14
When they-
on the ground there.
Crashed. They were somewhere where it was snowing, right? It was cold.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
up in the mountains.
Okay, so it could be like in the original movie. It's the Russians.
Yeah, those were
Yeah.
supposed to be Russians.
Oh, they were
Yeah,
making
those
those.
are-
Yeah.
You know, and they were
Those-
like, the
Because that was
other
during the
side
Cold
denies
War,
it.
too.
You know,
the only
just
one
say
that
the
took it-
Russians.
You're the only one to go up against a MiG. You know, and we
Yeah.
took a good photo of it.
Well,
How'd
it's
you
like-
do that? Was
Yeah,
it
because
Bert?
you
he's
know,
like
that came
Tajik
out during
fan and-
during the first Top Gun, the height of the Cold War.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Like,
I know because I was
But
on
you-
active duty when it came.
but
out.
they don't do it now because they're like, well, we got to release this
Because they're
movie in
pansies.
China.
Pansies. That's why.
And keep in
Yeah.
mind, you don't have to release the movie in Russia, but if you even say anything derogatory about Russia, they won't release the movie in China.
Yeah.
China's they're allies with Russia. So like if you come out and it's a spy thriller and it's the Russians, the Chinese are like, your movie's not playing in our theaters.
Well, the Cold War is supposed to be over, even though now we've restarted that. You know, so
Yeah. I would make a
doesn't-
case that we were safer when the Cold War was going on because it was balanced. There's no balance anymore.
Yeah.
But like these, Day of the Jackal is pretty good. Again, they stick a girl in there that works for MI6, and she's she's got to be the strong one. So these other people around her get killed, she survives, and she's chasing down Eddie Redmayne. It's a little laughable, but there's good parts of the story. If you like the Bourne Identity type stuff,
Yeah.
then which I like the spy thrillers type stuff. The Agency is good, and Day of the Jackal is good. Landman is great. Billy Bob Thornton kills it in Landman.
Yeah, I've got to watch it.
I've never seen any of them Born Identity movies. Just saying.
And then and Landman is total non-left wing, non-woke. I mean, like he gives a long speech, and John Hamm does too, about energy and oil. And
Yeah,
how,
I've seen
like,
that clip where they're talking about the wind farms.
Yeah, he's
and
like,
all
everything
that.
that builds this is the plastic part of this, and the concrete that we 12 feet below the windmill, and it's all driven by oil. And it'll take 60 years to make the money back on it.
Yeah.
So he gets, he's like, yeah, guess what? We'll stop having dependence on oil when you stop drinking out of a plastic cup, when you stop having a curling iron that has a plastic.
Exactly.
All the things we use for plastics and other good things that not just
Yeah.
gas in your car, and so Landman kind of gets into the dangers of the oil business and energy, and
Nice.
it's real Midland, Texas. Billy Bob
Yep.
Thornton is great in it.
What's that on?
That's on Paramount Plus.
Paramount Plus.
Oh,
Yeah.
I wonder if
And
Luke
then
has
Doom
that.
Prophecy, boring as hell. I've been watching it. So boring. It's like every time I watch Doom Prophecy, I'm falling asleep. It's just
Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed in it.
yeah. And you know what, Bobby? It may get good. The
Yeah.
guy who plays what's what's the guy's name?
Travis Fimmel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
His character's okay. He's just not in it enough.
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
these,
because this is the book it's based on,
the
Sisterhood of Doom, and
Yeah.
you know this was a great book.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's so different. So
the
different.
girl who plays the main character. I just don't like her. Like I don't. Every time she's on screen, I'm like, get her off screen, man. Like,
Yeah.
So the new Dune show sucks. When's Dune 3 coming out? Any
Oh, not till like
timetable?
2026, I think.
I don't know, but there's a
Okay.
great movie potentially coming out Christmas night. With the guy from Dune. He's playing Bob Dylan.
Oh, Bob Dylan, yeah.
It looks
Okay.
great.
And did
And-
you see they're remaking American Psycho with Austin Butler?
Stupid.
Yeah.
Why would you remake that, dude?
Yeah.
That Christian Bale.
He
How are you
killed
going to
it.
do a
You know,
How are you going to do a better performance than that?
Yeah.
That was,
Austin Butler has the most punchable face.
Oh, Mattaween.
yeah.
Can't stand that
I
dude.
did like him in Masters of the Air on Apple TV. That was a good show.
Yeah. I need to watch that. I heard that was good. Yeah. Matt
Yeah, it
Twain,
was really good.
you know, I had people going, "Oh man, he was so great in the Elvis movie." I'm like, no, he wasn't.
I didn't see that Elvis movie.
That guy didn't capture anything
No.
about Elvis.
Nah.
Like, you know, people don't even begin to understand the real human being behind what was Elvis. Like that dude, he's too feminine to play Elvis. Like it was just goofy. There were good moments in it. You know, Tom Hanks, some of the Colonel Parker moments.
Yeah.
He did the accent a little too much. You know, I met the real Colonel towards the end of his life where he died. He was in Vegas and you couldn't hear an accent really. I mean, you'd have to sit and talk to him longer than 15 minutes to hear
Yeah.
little bitty things, but like it was, you know.
They should have
He did-
paid you for some insights, man. Fuck.
Well, the problem is when you make a movie about like a figure where there's an estate, whether you do the Beatles, we're about to get a Beatles movie.
Yeah.
You know, the guy who was in Gladiator 2, he's playing one of the Beatles. I don't know which one yet.
Oh, no.
He's the guy who plays the main character. He just signed on. He doesn't look like any of the Beatles to me, but when you deal with an estate, you know, how much of the story can you tell? Because at the time they were doing the Elvis movie, Priscilla Presley was still very heavily involved with the control of the estate. She's not now.
Yeah.
Her daughter died and left it to her daughter. So Priscilla's out. She's been removed. And that's big because we're going to start to get some real changes to how stories are told about Elvis and things that are covered. So there's potential there, but like in the movies, like you couldn't go down a certain road because Priscilla would say nope. She'd veto it.
Yeah.
Because Baz Luhrmann wanted access to Elvis's costumes and cars and the music. They wanted to actually use the real music and because there's a big chunk of the movie where it's Elvis's voice, not Austin Butler's, and they're not going to let you use any of that if you say, "Hey, we want to tell this story where he did this or he did this," and Priscilla's like, "Nope." You know, so you got a lot of you can't really tell the story. And that's what I like about the Bob Dylan movie that's coming out is it takes place in a very small window of time. And the way they wrote the story was very much, you don't really know who Bob is, which was kind of the real Bob, you know, he was always like a changeling. You never really got a sense of who he was. And they wrote the script supposedly where you don't quite know, right? You're seeing this moment in time where he's becoming this thing, but you don't really quite know if he's playing you or not. That's what made the script so good. And they got Bob to endorse it because he was like, now that I can support the fact that you're kind of playing with the persona of who I was.
Yeah.
You know, but these estates, man, when you tell these stories, if you want to tell the truth, sometimes the truth can be dark. And they're like, well, I don't want you to put that on there because we sell $80 million a year in product and you're going to cost us money. You know, it's, you know, it just, and
How many films have they done of Elvis now? Like obviously in the
God.
70s. and 80s,
I
like-
remember
What's the
Kurt
best
Russell
one?
played Elvis in a TV movie years ago.
He probably did one of the best jobs, Kurt Russell,
Yeah.
because I
I don't
knew
know that guy. I just think he's cool.
I can tell you from knowing a lot of the guys that were the Memphis Mafia guys and the people around me and my dad knowing Elvis, like a lot of the guys that worked for Elvis, they commented about Kurt Russell, that TV movie, saying years later that was the best rendition of like who he really was. You know, they've done how many Elvis movies have they done? They did Priscilla did a movie that just came out last year, which was total bullshit. Just, you know, she's concocted a whole life story that's not real. How she met him and like the courting, like it's all made up shit.
None of it have.
He was forced to
She
marry her.
believe it? I know, but does she believe it? Maybe in her
No,
mind.
she's not. No, she's very smart. She doesn't believe it. She just listen. She wasn't even his widow. She was his ex-wife, who wouldn't even be having his last name if he had still lived. She kept the last name, and she's been making millions for the last 45 years since he died on a narrative that is he was forced to marry her. They had to drug him up and walk him into the room, and he's on audio tape. There's a phone call you can pull up on YouTube where he talks about it.
Damn.
He's apologizing to one of his friends that he fired, and his friend says, you know, I'm still trying to get over the whole wedding thing and all that. And he says, listen, man, here's what happened. And the horse's mouth, like you'll never see that in a movie, like because they uncover that. But yeah, the Bob Dylan thing, I'm kind of interested to see because I do think Chalamet is a good actor. I think he's the next. You know, watching him in Dune, I didn't like the first Dune movie. I don't know about you guys. I thought it was just real slow.
They were okay. I think they could have been better.
The second one was much better.
They veered away from the book too much.
Don't you? The second one was better though, right?
Yeah, but still they left a lot out. Like, you know, Paul and Cheney had a baby. They had a son that was killed by the Sardaukar and completely left that part of the storyline out. And they changed Cheney's character completely from the book because she was totally devoted to Paul. And in this, she was just like she had resting bitch face the whole movie.
I just wish for once we just get an exact, I don't care if it's like a 6-part movie or whatever, just do the exact book and nail it within like
the Sci-Fi Channel miniseries in 2000 was a lot more faithful to the Dune book than the 2 Dune films.
Well, yeah, listen, Wiz, George R. R. Martin talks about that, like the author of Game of Thrones, Song of Ice and Fire. He's talking about, I just hate it when they don't stay true to the source material, which I totally agree with, which what you're saying. But I'm like, George, you fucking hypocrite. You just sold out to HBO. They change everything, and you're just cashing a check. So, like, what are you talking about? Like, what?
Right. I want to know about Highlander. What do you got on Highlander?
Tell us Highlander.
They start filming in March. They were supposed to start filming in January, but I think it's March or April because they had reshoots for the John Wick spinoff, Ballerina, the director.
Oh, yeah.
John Wick. And so they said Henry Cavill has been training for almost a year. And it's going to take.
I am excited about that.
It's going to take place in the 1500s in the Highlands.
Oh, really?
Okay.
And then modern day, and one of the modern day locations is Hong Kong. That's pretty cool.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's going to be
because in the original was in New York.
Yeah.
I prefer New York.
In New York, but they definitely said that they have filming locations set up in spring in Hong Kong. So that kind of makes me feel like there's definitely going to be a jump with the fighting scenes.
And then too, Henry Cavill, it was announced because they had to wait till December. The Warhammer 40K series on Amazon is going to go through.
Yeah, he's fired. He posted on Instagram about that.
Yeah.
I was
that new series that's on there, the animated series Secret Level. And
I watched half of it.
I saw just the Warhammer episode, which was phenomenal.
So they have one called the first one episode was like 15 to 20 minutes long. It's called Dungeons and Dragons something.
Yep.
Was pretty freaking cool.
I'm gonna watch them all this weekend.
And then there was another one called New World, where Arnold Schwarzenegger is the voice of this kind of ship captain. That's like he's a king. And they
Okay.
stranded on an island, but on the island it's magical. You can't die, so he keeps getting killed over and over again. and,
Oh, jeez.
and it's real funny. It took me a few minutes to realize it was Arnold,
Yeah.
doing the voice. But that episode called New World was good. And then there was a one called Sifu. Am I saying that right?
I think so. Yeah.
Sifu or Sifu.
Yep.
So I'm on episode 4 or 5. I'm not to the Warhammer one yet, but
Oh, phenomenal.
yeah,
Phenomenal episode.
the animation's been great.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's
And as long as they keep the Warhammer series with Henry Cavill as brutal as the animation was, and like, because that's what it is. There's nothing but war in 40K.
yeah.
It'll be good. But yeah, I love that secret level episode was really good. It's like 19-20 minutes.
Yeah, each episode's like 15,
Yeah.
15, 20, yeah.
Are they going to do a Conan movie, or is that completely dead? Because I remember that was with Arnold.
I know
in
they've
some
been
way,
trying to
you
get
know?
was it King Conan off the ground for like 25 years, and they made that horrible one with Jason Momoa. And
Oh,
then-
yeah.
They were gonna do
I
a
remember
series.
seeing him on. I remember when Momoa was on. It was a UFC event, and he was
Yeah.
in the crowd promoting his movie, and he was high as fuck on coke.
Supposedly he
Just
treats
tell.
people on set like shit. Momoa.
I don't really care for him anyway.
But they were supposed to do a series on Conan called The Sumerian or something, and it never.
Yeah, there was a short-lived syndicated Conan series back in the 90s with was it a German Ralph Moeller?
Yeah, Ralph. Yeah, that did well. It had good ratings, I think.
Yeah, it only lasted like one season.
What you
I
guys
thought it was more than
need
that.
to ask, because I don't know if John's ever said, but like, you guys interested in the live action they're going to do on the Masters of the Universe?
As long as it's
Is
not
that
corny
happening?
like the original back in '87.
Yep, they've already cast the guy to play He-Man, I think, or Adam,
Oh,
whatever
wow.
his name.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bobby, don't diss the '87 He-Man.
Yeah, I
okay? There
know,
were things
it's-
that happened.
Yeah.
It was a kid movie, and Orion was going bankrupt, and they were supposed to pump like another God knows how much money in it, and they fucked the
Yeah.
whole thing up. And it's not.
Hey,
I
that's-
personally, I think Dolph
Nice.
Lundgren was a fantastic He-Man. The guy who's passed away that played Skeletor, I thought he was an excellent actor.
Oh, Frank
just,
Langella. Yeah.
budget.
they're
Yeah,
doing.
yeah. The budget.
Henry Cavill is signed on to do Voltron.
Oh wow.
Mm.
He's playing the leader of the Voltron crew.
Damn.
That could be pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh god. Yeah. Especially with special effects these days.
Because weren't those like lions, and they convert-
Yeah, and they formed, a giant.
yeah, that could be a really really cool story. Like if they do it right. But he's Cavill, Warhammer obviously,
Yeah.
on, but he's got to get Highlander's got to be a hit. He's had some duds, and he needs a hit. Like,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
think
He can't afford like
be a hit.
another Man from Uncle.
Yeah, but this is tailor made for him, man. That
Oh god. Yeah.
the Middle Ages or the Highlands in the 1500s, and
Yeah.
the long hair, and then you take him modern day, and he's fighting, assassins and like Hong Kong. That's
Yeah. I
Perfect
wonder if
setup.
it'll be like a John Wick style.
it's the same director as John Wick.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, but it can't
Chad
be like that.
Stahelski?
It's got to be its own thing.
Okay.
It's Chad Stahelski.
It's got to be better
Yeah.
than that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
and I
it's got to
know,
be.
supposed
It's got to be more epic.
the
than
the
John Wick.
spin-off.
It's got to be
Ballerina
a serious movie. It
looks
can't be,
decent.
Yeah. Yeah, and and the thing about Highlander, you're right, Wiz. Like they got to be on location, and it's got to be the cinematography has to be, bam. You have to see this on IMAX, like, and the Kurgan, all the supporting characters have to be good actors.
Yeah, I
And
wonder if they're going to have the Kurgan, and I wonder who's going to play him.
there was rumors of Dave Bautista,
Yeah.
but I think that maybe
Oh
just
God! Oh.
I think that was just fan
Oh, he
cast. I
can't
don't
do
know.
it. He's
Yeah.
he
I don't
doesn't
think
have
Kurgan-
the right build.
Clancy Brown is the original Kurgan. Was
But does Kurgan have to be some huge guy? I don't think he does.
no. I mean,
In the book. He's in the book. No, in the book he was the original book. He's 7 feet, whatever. Like
Okay.
he's a beast.
Okay. Yeah. See, I
Like,
never read
he's
the original book.
absolutely-
Well, then
He's-
and he needs to be.
Yeah,
Okay.
like he's supposed to be like pretty much Clancy Brown was. If only he could be taller and really that strong, where
Yeah.
he could pick up a guy and break his neck.
Hey,
Yeah.
John.
It's like Darth Vader's strength.
John, are you interested in the Masters of the Universe movie they're doing, or the Voltron movie they're doing?
Voltron, not so much. I just don't know anything about it. He-Man, I would. He-Man, I would.
Yeah.
But Voltron, I had a buddy that had always like that tall toy or something. I remember that.
Yeah.
That's about all I know about Voltron.
I was at a toys thing this weekend, and I was walking around everywhere looking for
It
that.
shot missiles out of its breasts.
Oh,
Yeah. I was looking everywhere, I couldn't find it, but there was, the
He still has it
stuff.
still out in his basement or his mom's basement.
The original He-Man figures and all that stuff is worth money, man. People pay
Really?
good money for that.
Yeah, there was a guy at ICC had quite a few of the original He-Man figures, the Masters of the Universe.
Yeah, there were several tables that had it this weekend, and I was like, damn, man, they've held their value. And that's a pretty. Remember
What are
when
they like?
Kevin Smith did the animated Masters of the Universe, and the fans ripped him, didn't they?
Oh
Like-
yeah, well yeah, because he made it all about was it Tila?
Yeah, and so the He-Man fans are like, there's a fan base there.
Oh yeah,
It's always they always got to put women first. Like it's just so
yeah.
bizarre.
And that's
Like,
and
even
and
just the
again,
way that-
Well, it's like was it Manoween sent link for the trailer Disney? I mean, not Disney. Daisy Ridley's new movie called Cleaner.
Oh yeah, Ray Hard.
Female Die Hard.
Ray Hard.
Yeah, Ray Hard.
Ray Hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's a window washer in a high rise, and it gets taken over, and then
she's taking down
gotta save
assassins
the
and-
day.
yeah.
A 90-pound girl beating up
yeah,
grown
she's like
ass
100
men.
pounds.
It's you know what it is. It's just like it's not believable. Like if you've lived
No.
anything of a real life, like it's just that's why I love the 80s movies and 70s and how films used to be made, because you could actually watch it and obviously it's make believe, but it had that believability.
Yeah, the
Which
movie's
is
called
critical.
Cleaner.
Burt Reynolds, Clint Eastwood, Steve McQueen, John Wayne. Those were tough guys.
Yep.
Like those were tough guys. And
Yeah.
like we were talking about Elvis's bodyguards, Red West. Talked to him a long time ago about he was on a TV show called Bobby. You correct me if I'm wrong because you probably know it more than me. Either Black Sheep Squadron or Baba Black Sheep.
It's both actually. The first season of it was called Baba Black Sheep. Then the
Okay.
second season they changed it and it became Black
So,
Sheep Squadron.
I
That was
think that's-
Robert Conrad.
I was going to say that's where he met Robert Conrad, who played James
Yeah.
in Wild Wild West, which is where
Yeah.
I knew him from. But they were out in California and they were in a softball league. And he was talking about how I was asking Red West because Red was a tough guy. He was Elvis's lead bodyguard. Tough guy. Tough.
Yeah.
And I was like, who's the toughest guy in Hollywood year round? He said, oh, no question, Robert Conrad. He said, I watched Robert Conrad knock out like 30 guys. He said there was a fight at a charity softball game. They were playing Jack Nicholson's team, and some actor on Jack's team was mouthing off. And Lee Marvin said, hey, man, you need to be quiet because Bob is going to knock the hell out of you. Like, dude, like, and the guy kept
Yeah.
running his mouth. And Robert Conrad threw his glove down, went over there and cold cocked him, and he was laid out on the dirt. Just cold cocked the guy, cold. And he said the guy was about 220 pounds, and just laid him out cold.
Yeah.
And he was just telling these stories about, and I was like, man, how refreshing is that to think about? As a kid, I was watching this series, Wild Wild West, where he plays a tough guy,
Yep.
and you're like, in real life, like you said, Wiz,
Yeah.
he was a tough guy. Like
Yeah.
we grew up, and like now you want to convince me that 100-pound girl, Daisy Ridley, would beat the hell out of a Robert Conrad. It's just not believable. It's
Yeah.
stupid.
It's
Yeah,
just
the
even
trailer,
that.
I was like, oh my god, I couldn't roll
even
my
when you
eyes
get like
back
these,
far enough.
even when you get these effeminate sort of men, and it's just like, it's just like, come on, like that guy is, he's a ballet type dude, like he's got, it's
Yeah.
just, oh,
Well,
it's
and
just, it's
that's again,
incredible.
that's what they're, someone tell me when Star Wars, this is when you'll see me watch something again. One, when she's gone. But two, when they do something and the person that's the lead character is an actual guy. Not some effeminate, DEI hire that they can get away with, but an actual guy.
Yeah.
But they won't do it because it's run by Looney Tunes, man.
Yeah. Though, like Hollywood doesn't like say straight white men,
No.
or masculine men these days.
No, and again, Taylor Sheridan, they can't stand him in Hollywood.
Yeah.
They hate him because he's writing stories and doing stuff that is so opposite of that. I mean, I'm not a huge
That's
fan
what
of Tulsa
people
King,
want.
but Tulsa King is a hit.
Yeah, but the thing is, Sean, it's resonating. Everything he does resonates, and they're profiting off of it. They should look at that bottom line and say, "Hey, this stuff actually sells."
Yeah, this stuff works.
Oh, dude,
Whether
there's a
hate him or
scene
not, he's making.
Well,
the
it's
money.
not all about the money to them. That's the thing,
Well,
right? It's
people
about
talk about
pushing that
Paramount
agenda.
Yeah.
he is Paramount Plus. He's got 4 shows in the top 10 right now. 4. Those
Yeah.
are Paramount shows, but they're Taylor Sheridan Paramount.
And now I guess they're going to spin off Yellowstone because Kevin Costner's gone, and it's going to be Rip and what's her name?
Rip and Beth. And
Yeah.
I don't know if that'll make it because they're more supporting characters, but I saw changing. I think Yellowstone will be in the title roughly, but he's going to change the title just enough to where they can not be under the Peacock contract and they can put it on Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
It's Yellowstone by itself. It goes under the Peacock contract, and he's pissed about that. So he's wanting to get the new show over to Paramount Plus. But in Landman, he's getting all kinds of bullets thrown at him because every other week the girl's wearing, a bikini or a bra and pant, like thong, and they're like, oh, he's got this 18, 20-year-old girl character in the show that every time we see her, she's in her underwear. And Taylor Sheridan comes out and goes, guess what? It's called Real Life. 18-year-old blonde-haired girls from Midland, Texas are on TikTok dancing in their underwear.
Yeah.
I'm writing based on reality, dummies. Like,
Yeah.
he doesn't apologize, man. He does not care. Like, I give him credit for that. Landman's a lot of fun. A lot of fun to watch. And I don't even think they've scratched the surface yet on that one, but he's
Sean, what did you think? What's your take on the Cobra Kai show? Like,
man, I was really disappointed this last 6 episodes.
I haven't watched the last part of it at all.
My biggest problem with it that's been building for a couple seasons is they built this whole story around Robbie, and the guy cannot act. It's horrible. And every time he's on screen, I'm like, can we get back to Johnny Lawrence? Can we get back to Miguel? Even Miguel, the kid who played Blue Beetle, like, he's better on screen than Robbie. And so, like, they've been this character, and then I think they put too much of the story. They went away from being in LA and wherever they're based. Now they're over like in Spain, Barcelona, but it didn't seem like they were really there. It was cheaply shot. And I was it was the first time I was a little underwhelmed. I've enjoyed the first 5 seasons, but I could feel it kind of like veering to where, like, hey, they need to wrap this up. It's kind of, I know they're doing a movie with Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan. They need to go ahead and wrap this story up. It just feels like they're running out of story ideas. That's just my take. I like it, but and I love Johnny Lawrence, Cobra Kai. I love Johnny. I want to see more of Johnny being Johnny, but it's I don't know. A little disappointed in it. There's a documentary on Netflix on Winston Churchill that's really good. Been watching it last week or two.
Might have to check that out.
They used AI or something to kind of like take some of his speech or things and put his voice,
Okay.
and then they use footage, and it's really cool. It's really cool stuff. So I've
Nice.
been, anything that deals with that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I tend to watch, especially with Churchill. I went to London and I went to the statue of Churchill, and then I went to the war room, where he conducted the war. And then I come home and all these protests were going on, and they completely defaced his statue. I'm like, you wouldn't have a country
Exactly.
that you're protesting in if it wasn't for this guy. Like, and they literally had to build a barrier around the statue. You could pull it up online, and they had guards standing over it. I'm like,
That's crazy.
man, England, you've lost the battle. If you have
England,
to guard,
the UK's gone. The UK's
Yeah.
gone.
when you got a guard Churchill statue, it's but he's a favorite character. So the documentary is actually pretty good. It's out right now, but I'm trying to think, is there anything else that's out? Secret Level, Dune Prophecy.
Are any of you interested in Mufasa?
No.
I'm
Is
thinking
it
about
like-
family.
Is
No.
it what is
Lion
like live
King?
action? What is it?
Yes, it's
Or-
a prequel to
Motion
How-
capture?
Scar becomes Scar, I guess.
Yeah,
I
it's like the Lion King one that
Yeah.
John Favreau did a couple years
Is
back.
John Favreau doing this one or someone else?
It's a different director.
God, I don't know.
I don't even think I watched that movie. I remember it though.
Yeah, I
Lion King.
didn't watch it. I
It was huge box office at the time.
What about Fantastic Four? You guys looking forward to
No.
that?
No.
no, and I guess advanced screenings of Craven the Hunter are not good.
It came out today, right?
Yes.
So I
But,
know someone who saw it and they said it wasn't bad. Just don't go in with no expectation and it's okay.
Yeah, a few of the things I've read is saying it's on the level of Madam Web.
Yeah, I mean,
I used to like all the Marvel stuff, but there's just so many films I don't even know where to start. Like I've been out of it for decades. So
Because the boys are more into Marvel than I ever was. I just went because they were into it. But the last movie I saw was Infinity. Is that the last one? Infinity was the last one.
Infinity
The
War?
two-part? Yeah,
And
that's the last Marvel thing I've even seen.
Yeah.
yeah, Marvel. I mean, I think that they're course correcting now, but all these movies were in the can like a year and a half ago before they
Yep.
made the changes. So I think they're definitely worried. Whereas Lucasfilm, as long as Kathy's in charge, like she acts like, I'll just keep going on until Disney tells me to turn in my badge. Like,
Drive it into the ground. I just don't
whereas I think
understand.
Marvel is like, hey, we got to fix this. And so, I think they're getting Craven out, and then they're like, hey, look, because supposedly they came out the other day and said we killed all the Spider-Man projects except for the Spider-Verse animated next one,
Yeah.
and Spider-Man 4 with Holland. I think that, and then Black Noir. What's he called? There's a Black Noir one coming out. There's 3 projects. They're like those.
Yeah.
The only thing we're everything else is canceled.
Yeah.
So
what about G.I. Joe? Anything going on with that? I
No.
don't think they've ever had a good.
no, because the
No.
Transformers movie didn't do all that great.
Yeah, there was supposed to be a G.I. Joe Transformers crossover, but
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to happen.
No, they got to give it time on that. They don't have any momentum as far as that goes.
Yeah.
But
I wish they could just do a G.I. Joe that's just like old Americana or something cool. Like get some good.
Oh, just
You
what?
know, that would be nice.
What I don't understand, like G.I. Joe, like Transformers 1, I love it. I think they did a very good job with Transformers 1. But the G.I. Joe movies, it's beloved because of the cartoons. Just do the cartoon. Like stay true to what that was.
do a really good cartoon.
Yeah, you mean the one from the G.I. Joe from the 80s, not like the
Yeah.
70s or 60s or whatever.
Yeah, from the 80s. That's what just do that. Just do that. That's what everybody loves. That's what everybody wants. And then you do some. Yeah, I was really disappointed in the G.I. Joe movies. Like really disappointed.
You know how many YouTube videos are going to be out if they do officially announce that black guy is cast as Snape,
Oh,
right now it's just, hey, he's been offered. There's a rumor.
Yeah.
Like if it becomes,
yeah. I guess it's
official,
not official yet.
like holy, and we don't even know yet who's playing Harry and Ron and Hermione. Like,
Hey, breaking news. Numerous people reporting of at least 10 to 20 possibly large drones hovering over LaGuardia Airport and parts of New York City, causing a panic and flooding 911 call centers.
I swear up and down, I would put money on this.
Currently, numerous
money.
people around LaGuardia Airport, Queens, Staten Island, and other parts of New York are reporting sightings of 10 to 20 identified large drones flying overhead. Witnesses have described these objects as unusual, leading to a surge in 911 calls and widespread concern.
I will put money, and I put big money on it. Some civilian is going to shoot one of those things down.
I'm surprised nobody's taking pot shots at one yet.
And I would, yep.
well,
If you're not going to do something, I'll do it.
hey, if they fly those things over other parts of the country, they will get shot down.
Oh, God. Oh, you put some of
Absolutely.
these over like Central Texas, forget it. They're coming down.
Absolutely.
Hey.
They're coming down.
Hey, Mataween, they ain't flying none of these things over Tennessee.
Oh, Mataween's not even with us.
Not during duck season, they're not.
I got to turn this.
Oh, wow.
I'll gladly take a shot. We'll see how no big of a deal these things are if somebody starts shooting them down. We'll see really fast what the government thinks about this gaslighting they're doing.
Did you see where they're going to do a drone show at the Ohio State Tennessee game?
I heard some about it.
No, I haven't heard that.
Man, I hope
Yeah,
to.
there's video of them.
But Sean, let me tell you, I got to go to the Titans game the other day. One of my dad's old college buddies, is a real high up in the FBI, and he's the head of security for Titan Stadium. Like every NFL team has one of him. He's career FBI, TBI guy. And he was telling us about even the NFL has technology. He didn't go into the details, but he said they can detect drone activity in the airspace around the stadium. But worse, our government saying, "Oh, I don't know what's going on. It's just, it's nothing."
There's a
no foreign
company. I
entity.
think it's based like out of New York area, kind of, I don't know, northeast coast, just south of me, and they sell these. It's like these antennas, and there's like each one of them's like 15,000. Like to get the whole package, you're looking at like 60,000-70,000 US. And the more antennas you get like 2 or 3 of them, it can locate exactly where it's from. It can, you have like 4 of them. It can either bring it down or you can take it over, take over control of it. And, there's all kinds of stuff that they have that they could use to start mitigating this stuff. But in Canada, I'm not up on it. You're supposed to have a license and everything like that. Is there any of that in the US? Is there any regulations on drones, or you can just pretty much just walk in a store, buy one? And
License over-
Well, you can buy it. Depends on the state. Like in my state, Rhode Island, if you get like a little DJI drone from Best Buy, you got to get a permit to fly it.
Yeah, there's a military 25 minutes from me, 30.
Yep.
Mataween, it was about 30 from me, Millington. Like, and they you can't fly anywhere around.
Yeah, like where I work at Newport Naval, no drones.
And I don't think you can be anywhere near like airport. Like there's all kinds of
there's all kind of restrictions.
You can be they'll press charges, but people are going to start shooting them down, especially
some good old boy is going to shoot one of those down, and he's going to be in big trouble, which is totally wrong. Just so you know.
Or it's going to be one hell of a story if it's something big enough where it's like a size of a car.
It comes down on a house.
Yep, that's what I'm saying. If it lands, it's gonna. But some good old boy's gonna shoot one of those down.
I want to know who they belong to. I want to know who.
You think it's foreign? Is it foreign or us?
Well, there was one I was just watching. It was a video just a couple days ago. It was obviously a Chinese guy that was doing it, and they, I forget which base he was flying over.
Over space.
It might have been. I don't know.
He was flying over Kennedy Space Center, I think.
Yeah.
If they're the size of cars, who has the resources to put multiple of these in the air every night?
Exactly.
They're not amateur things. If they're that big, it's it's
And
a
were
major.
they-
I
were they
wouldn't doubt.
painted-
I wouldn't doubt if they're ours.
Well, how much
Yeah.
is it as a high
Better.
quality drone? $1,000 US, 2,000.
Oh, I
Like,
bet. Oh, I bet more. It's the
Well,
size
it
of a
depends
car.
what size drone you.
No,
you
no,
have.
just like a good drone that you could.
Oh,
you know,
a couple
that
like
that
a
they're
couple
using anyway.
$100. I've seen them as cheap as like 150.
But supposedly these are size of cars.
So, I mean, there's not. Oh, okay, they're that big.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're big
shit,
industrial type drones. And I read reports around dinner time. Some people in New Jersey are saying now they witnessed some spraying something,
Yeah, I
and
saw.
people
Actually, I
were
did see
people
that
were
on-
reporting like a chemical smell. One guy said it flew
Yeah.
over his yard and it was spraying something through the whole neighborhood, and he said it was like some kind of chemical smell. So I mean, I don't know how true it is, but
saying it's not affiliated with Iran, and
yeah, because those one
But
some
they are coming
New
in from-
Jersey
they are coming
lawmaker
in
was
from
saying,
the-
"Oh, it's some Iranian mothership that was reported in port in Iran a month ago, and now it's not there." And I mean, who the hell knows? It sure as hell ain't drone delivery by Amazon.
I saw where they this guy, it went viral. I don't know how long ago it was. Amazon did a drone on for delivery or something, and this guy
Yeah.
shot it down. Said it was in his front yard on his property or above
Yep,
his.
I would.
He shot it down, and they showed up on his doorstep and arrested him.
Yeah,
Yep, sure did.
Can't do that.
And I would. It's my
yeah,
my
no,
property.
yeah,
Yep.
And in related news, Caleb just got out of jail for it. So
Yeah. He's not that
Where
good
is
of a shot.
Caleb? He was in there, King Advisors earlier.
He was supposed to be streaming. I think he's streaming, or he said he was.
No, I think he put a thing. I guess he couldn't end up streaming
Tomorrow.
tonight.
Oh, and
He's got a
and
hell
he's
of a
not
leg.
here. Whatever, loser.
Caleb has a hell of a Lego collection.
he does.
Sean, what else do you collect, man? Do you collect any 12 back mock Star Wars, or do you just
Yeah.
all modern, pretty much?
3 and
So
3
I have
quarter,
all the.
and
I have
very
all-
small Hot Wheel or that like
Pepper.
1/64th race cars, like old school race cars.
I don't have the vinyl Jawa, obviously, mint on card. But,
Yeah.
Well,
So-
I got to sign off, gentlemen.
Well,
'cause,
Sean's getting those. Okay.
5 a.m. gets here pretty quick, and I got some stuff to do before I
I'm
call
about-
it a night.
7
I've got-
minutes past my bedtime.
I'm a 77 to 85 Kenner guy, so I collect
Yeah.
all this stuff.
Oh wait, I have
Oh,
technology.
beautiful.
So that's,
Oh, nice. Yeah,
Oh, nice. You
I
need to
still
open it
have
up,
one of
though.
those upstairs.
That's pretty good condition. The box too. It's not bad.
it's
It's
real
worthless.
good.
It's in the
Yeah.
box. It's worthless.
Do
It's
what?
a toy.
Sorry.
It's worthless.
What, John?
It's in the box. Play with it. It's a toy.
No, those
John.
are worth. I've got like 6 of the ship play sets in the boxes. I think there's 11 total for Kenner. I've got 6 of them,
So,
and then
all
I've
right,
got.
I got to take off, guys.
See you, Bobby.
All right, Rogue.
All right,
Yeah,
have a
thank
good
you
night.
very much.
I've got all the 12 back mint on card with the exception of the Jawa vinyl Jawa. And then
You'll have
I've
to get
got
that one.
maybe
It's only like
a
it's only like
third-
25 grand.
Yeah, I probably got maybe a third of the Empire mint on card. Because I think you get up to like 65 figures by the time you finish the Empire line.
Yeah,
So yeah, I probably got a third
not
of those.
including variants.
And then I've got not including variants. And then I've got 5 of the Return of the Jedi's mint on card. So I've got 28 to 30 mint on card of the original Kenner in boxes.
Yeah, the
So,
Return of the
like, you guys
Jedi. You
are open.
you can get all those, Sean, like pretty cheap. A lot of them, anyways. You can knock
Yeah.
those off on the list pretty fast.
I was talking to Coach about this, maybe a year ago. I had someone near where I live that went into a collectible place, and then he gave the guy my name, and he said, "Hey, I'm looking to build back up my Star Wars collection." And he said, "Can I come by and see it?" I said, "Listen, I got stuff like in cases in the box. I was like, I got to pull it out of the a lot of the stuff's not. I'm not showing it, and so he was like, what do you have? I was telling him, and he was saying if it's this condition, he was going to give me 46 grand for the 10 of the 10 figures, and I was like, because I think I've got a couple that are worth like 5-7 grand each, and I just felt like 10 of them. That's probably for me to sell it. That's probably $20K too low, somewhere in that range. Because I think if you got the vinyl Jawa in the card, I think the 12 backs all in card at 85, 80 or better graded, I think is around 90 to 100 grand.
Yeah, like the higher the grade, AFA or whatever. Here's a tip for, I don't know if you've heard, but you follow Hakes Auctions at all?
Mm-mm.
Okay, Google that when you get a chance. Do you know the guy Jeff Jacobs?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, is he the one with the
Yes, he's putting his collection up on Hakes Auction. So if you want to get some of those really,
dude, John, Mattoon, John, have y'all watched his video of his Star Wars collection?
I don't think so.
It's amazing. It's amazing. He's got.
Who are we talking about?
Jeff Jacobs.
Jeff Jacobs. He's got this house where you go downstairs to like a basement, right, Wiz?
Yeah.
And he's got the inside the wall, like it's lit up, right? And it's very nice. It's not like LED blue light. It's like a man cave. You're going in there to shoot pool and drink beer, and watch football games. Like, it's very nice.
I think I have seen that.
And inside there, he's got every figure that original Kenner mint on card. When we say mint, Wiz, it's like mint. Like, and he has multiples of figures. He's even got the prototype of the Boba.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
With the propellant, with the rocket, right? There's only like 3 of those in existence. So supposedly his collection is like
there's one or two that are actually on card. Apparently, I think.
Crazy. I think his collection though, what is it, like 3 million, Wiz?
You know what, man? Like, I would think so. I mean, like when you start adding it all up,
I mean,
probably more, maybe more. I mean,
and he's got all the variants.
If he sold it, if he sold that just piece by piece, he'd make more than what he's going to do through Hakes Auction. But I guess he, obviously time and money. I forgot he was on. There's a YouTube channel I follow. I think it's kind of done now. The owner and the other guy kind of had a falling out, but this guy Michael, he runs Dark Side Pizza. You might have seen him. Collection Wars, really really cool guy. Like you should check him out. Like you'd probably get along with them.
At some point, if I have enough time, I'll probably will finish the Kenner collection, finish the Empire, finish the Return, and then I'll go back and look at some of the really good ones. Like, can I trade this and get a better graded one? Like, kind of that. I collected them. I started collecting the mint on card in like the late 90s. So like 25 years ago. So it never felt like it was costing me all that much, because it was like, okay, I'll give you 700 for this one. And now it's worth $3,000, for like,
you're killing me right now, because back in the mid 90s or like 94, 95, the dial up days of the internet, I say this all the time. I was on like Brian's Toys, just
I went on Brian's Toys.
Yeah.
Hey, my whole wall over here that is the yellow and green and the orange and yellow Power of the Force. I got all those toys.
Yeah.
He sent me the whole box. I bought the whole collection from him.
Nice. Yeah. Well, that's the best way to buy it. Like, dude, that's the best way to do it. Like, it doesn't matter whether it's Kenner or whatever. If you can buy the collection,
dude, that was buying. I don't know if John or Matt, if y'all ever did this, but like the fun of those days when it wasn't like all just Amazon or eBay or internet, it was you found these collectors of people that had Star Wars stuff that was starting to. By the mid 90s, it was starting to become like, hey, these are worth something. It was.
I remember there was it was like a newspaper, like a toy newspaper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From wherever it was, and that's when I bought my the original Darth Vader TIE Fighter. And I was first. It's got to be 92, 93. I just couldn't believe it.
Wiz is talking about Brian's toys. I used to call them.
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah.
Did you ever
I
call
bought-
them?
Yeah, I did. I bought this Vader off of him.
Are they still around?
So that. Yeah, no, he still does stuff, but he doesn't
Is
have
it?
the selection that like.
Oh,
I mean,
back
he
in
was.
the day.
There was a point where they were selling cases, like the box sets, or that they would come from Kenner in the shipper containers of like 12 backs. I remember then they went through like the 21 backs. Then
I've
they
been
were selling the Empire Strikes Back ones. Like,
All this
dude, that was the
Brian's toys.
time. And I was only like 14, 15, 16 at the time. I forget exactly whether it was 95, 96, but I didn't have a credit card, and I was just like, fuck. I was on the online, and I couldn't just go to my dad. Now, if I could go back. If I could go back in time, I'd be like, I would have, snuck a few things on there, and maybe got an ass kicking. But I said, Dad, like, you gotta trust me on this. Oh, beautiful. Yeah, that's all the 95 power of the Force.
Worthless.
You know what? I mean, John, we have to save you. I mean, I don't know. I mean, like, I don't know how, John, you're not hooked in to, I mean, how you don't have the nostalgia or the enjoyment of, like, look, I like them obviously loose. I mean, loose is where you want them, but
I like them like my women. I want to play with them. I want to touch them. I want to, Yep.
Yeah, but don't you remember you've said this before, when you walked into a store in '83 and they had like the TIE Interceptor.
Oh,
you
yeah.
didn't
I want to rip them
yeah,
open
you
and
didn't
play
get
with them. I want to touch them.
but you didn't get
hands on them.
Yeah, but you didn't like the box, and like it shows you a nice scene and stuff like that.
But I want the toy. I want to touch it. I want to play with it, just like my women.
Yeah.
Right, Madeline? Madeline's not even with us anymore.
Yeah.
No, I heard that. I heard that joke.
Yeah. Well,
That was a good one.
Some of these, like this Obi-Wan, this loose Obi-Wan is like that. It's like mint, has not a mark on it.
Oh wait, I have technology.
Yeah.
So I got that one on the card and loose. These are the ones that are going to go on that thing I showed y'all, the LED.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that too. I mean,
on my
I
loft
meant
because
to
I don't
say.
even use them because they're inferior in my opinion.
So I opened up. This was a box when I was going through the Christmas stuff. I opened up the box, and there's about 30 of these in there.
Yeah.
All the so the 12 backs through the the next 20 from Empire.
What's your favorite, or what's your like favorites as a kid or favorites of today? Like,
Well, as a kid,
Yeah.
I loved the original Falcon that they released.
Yeah.
Because the kids across the street had more money, and their dad got them the Falcon, and at Christmas I wanted it. So this is like 1980, 81.
Yeah.
And I didn't get it, because my parents were like, however much it was at the time, we're like, Santa's not bringing you that. And
yeah.
so I remember going across the street, and in their backyard they had this really cool tree that they had a tree house. But at the
Right.
time before they built the tree house, the tree kind of expanded, and you could sit in the middle inside part of the tree, and they had their figures and everything. And I showed up over there, and they had the Falcon, the original Falcon, and I was like, man, that was like the holy grail for me at the time. So by the time my parents were going to get me the Falcon, they were coming out with the second version of it or something, like for Return of the Jedi, and it didn't hold the same meaning. I was a little bit older, and so I never actually had
it's the same. Yeah.
the original Falcon.
It's the same thing. It's just a different box. That's it.
But
Maybe
my
some
favorite
slight-
figure when I was a kid was Luke, but also Boba Fett. Boba Fett was hard to get at the time, and and you had to do that mail-in thing, and and so Boba Fett was kind of big for us because we were waiting on it. Whereas
Yeah.
The rest of the stuff was just coming out. It was like, oh, there's Walrus Man, there's Greedo. Like that was all like it just kind of flowed out. But Boba was one that we knew it was coming, and
Yeah.
and so kids were all speculating at the time. Boba Fett's gonna be a Jedi, or he's gonna be a big part of the third movie, or this, or there was all this speculation, and then he ended up just going out like a punk, right? He got dumped into the Sarlacc. It's like so bad.
What's your
But,
favorite figure today? Look at not like as like obviously like when I was a kid, having a farm boy Luke, and then it was Obi-Wan, but like you look back now, like what's the figure that you like the most because they did such a good job on it from like say Star Wars, Empire, Return of the Jedi, and then the Power of the Force 84, 85.
Man, they did a really. I remember thinking, and I look back now, and it's still obvious. The Gamorrean Guard. They did a really. You look at that figure. They didn't make any other figure in Kenner line like that. Like the body, the way that they did the muscle, the body, and the design. It was really kind of like ahead of its. They weren't.
Did they borrow it from the Friar Tuck, or is it the other way around?
The other way around.
Yeah. I think it was the other way around.
Yeah, that was back in Prince of Thieves came out, what, 89, 1990?
Yeah, they repurposed that mold for that figure. I remember seeing that in that Netflix show.
And they also did that for the Ewok Village. So you can get the Prince of Thieves one. They just put like these, I don't know, like this, like green, sort of like to emulate trees, like leaves on the top of it or whatever. Sort of, on each, because there's like 3 trees that connect or whatever. But anyways, sorry, Sean.
Yeah. Yeah. The Gamorrean Guard stood out to me because it was so well made. It makes me think, man, these guys in Ohio that were making this stuff at Kenner, there was about 5 or 7 years where they were like cranking out stuff on short, just great stuff, right? And so the Gamorrean Guard, for that reason, I mean, I still like the Boba Fett. I thought the Boba Fett was cool. I've watched several documentaries, The Toys That Made Us, where they explain why they did the lightsabers the way they did. I thought that was kind of cool, that their workaround for it. They originally wanted to do, but it was a good. I don't remember any kids complaining about the lightsabers and the figures. It was just like. It was what it was, and
the only one complaint I had, I remember getting the lightsabers. I think I had this rare couple versions of like Obi-Wan, because I did have like the original double telescoping ones, which is crazy because I was born in 1980, so somehow I got those, but that's 100%. But I also had some variants where the lightsabers were just made of a cheap plastic, and I've only heard this up in Canada. And they would actually snap. I remember having one of them, and it just broke just when I was looking at it, and then I ran down to my mom. And
if John can zero in on this,
the
John, the little tips here, I don't know if y'all remember, but every kid I knew bit on those and chewed those off.
Yeah, I don't have one on mine anymore.
Yeah. So then
I didn't do that. But...
on the Luke, they made a brown-haired Luke and orange-haired Luke.
Yeah. Yep.
And then the double telescoping Luke. So there's probably, and then you got the foreign one. There's probably 10 to 12 different variants of Luke.
Yeah.
And I don't care to collect all of them, but I will have. I've got the double telescoping one in a hard case. I need to. You know what I need to do, Wiz? I need to take like 7 or 8 of them and go get them graded. I need to get them graded.
Yeah,
like they're in the hard cases, protected.
Yeah,
and to be honest, I don't know if I'll do it over the next year. I got so many things I want to do. I want to buy the swords, Aragorn sword from Lord of the Rings, and then House of the Dragon, Dark Sister, and Jon Snow. I want to buy some swords for my Game of Thrones world, and crowns, different things. I've got right now I'm just starting the phase of collecting all the crowns from Westeros.
Okay.
So that's Aegon's crown.
Yeah,
But,
you're huge Game of Thrones.
yeah. But I
Fan.
do. I'll be honest. If I was at a show, and Coach and I are going to we talked about going to a few collector shows around the South. It's not too hard of a drive. If I walk into a show and I can find a really good quality vinyl Cape Jawa mint on card for $15K, which probably I won't be able to do, but if I do, I'm buying it right there on the spot. Like, and so that's,
I'm still kicking myself. Brother, back in 2000 or 201. And I remember I was bidding on one of those. I think it went for like 3,000. I'm like, fuck, I really think I should have bought that.
Opportunity to buy one for like 5,300. and I thought that was crazy at the time. The guy was like, this is the most sought after figure, and I said, how much do you want for it?
But
it was a place in Memphis called Seventh Inning. It's been closed for 20 years. Seventh Inning, they had a bunch of sports memorabilia. And that's where I met Peyton Manning. I was in Seventh Inning, and Peyton Manning was Matt Dwayne probably knows this. He was marrying a girl who was from Memphis. And so he was in town for something before they got married. And she was tied in, and maybe her dad worked at Morgan Keegan, a company here, but he was in Seventh Inning, and he was signing some stuff for the guy that owned Seventh Inning. The guy knew people around Peyton and was like, would you come in and sign some stuff? And he did. He came in and he was signing stuff. And I was holding the Jawa on the mint on card. And he goes, Peyton, he's so classic football player. He goes, hey man, how big of a nerd are you? I go, what? He goes,
yeah.
He goes, what are you doing? Like trying to buy the Star Wars? And I go, this is not a toy, dude. It's a collectible, And he goes, what is it?
It's an action figure.
He's standing right next to me, and he signed like 10 jerseys, right? And and the guy goes, I'm wanting 5,300 for it. And Peyton goes, what the? It was so great. And that was my first time. I knew his brother a little bit, Cooper, but that's the first time I really met Peyton. And I was like, dude, he's a funny guy, man.
Yes,
like,
he is. Yes, he is.
That was before he did the commercials and everything. Yeah, but at the time,
he's probably got a whole Star Wars collection up in his attic.
Dude,
a lot of the guys that make fun of it, you go to their houses.
I can't remember when that was, but when that guy told me 5,300, I was like, I'd never paid more than like $650, and that was like really a big commitment to buy a collectible mint on card for like $650, and when he said, at the time, the guy goes, these are never going to go down in value. It's never going to go down. And look, the guy's right.
So far, I mean, you know what? The one thing that makes me wonder though is that like, 'cause a lot of them, you're starting to get them. The bubbles are just flopping off the cards as time's going on. And it makes me wonder. Some people have got like original 12-back A's, and I mean, if you do get all your stuff graded, get it so that they have the bubble support. Say if you go through Action Figure AFA. There is another company called CAS, but I would probably go AFA. All my stuff is AFA graded. I would probably stick with AFA because they seem to get a bit more in the money as far as like what your dollar value, if you're, but CAS is right there too. So they're starting to build up a reputation.
On the casing to protect the bubbles and all that. You can't. You got to spend the money on that, especially on the stuff that's north of $1,000. If you pay $300 for mint on card and you want to wait before that's fine. But like, they're all gonna. I was at this show this weekend and I saw probably 7 or 8 of the mint on card, Return of the Jedi, and it was all the bubble was in bad shape on all of them, just discolored.
Yeah,
and
that's because they got the fire retardant in all their. In the plastic. That's why a lot of stormtroopers, turn yellow really quickly. Like if it's
now,
white,
my stormtrooper mint on card. My stormtrooper mint on card. The red background behind them.
Okay.
Had it. That was one of the few that I just for some reason had sitting on a shelf, and I had a window near it. And the red part of it is like a little faded now. It's more orangish.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
that will take that from being worth probably $1,100-$1,200 down to about 800.
Yeah. So you're gonna have
Is
to go
what it
buy
is,
a.
right?
You're gonna have to upgrade that, Sean. So it's gonna
Yeah.
cost you a good
Or
$500.
But no, like
Or not.
But I was telling someone the other day that I'm getting I used to have a guy come in here and produce for when we streamed and did our videos, and have a desk area with him with flat panel monitors and all that stuff. I'm getting all that cleared out of the back of the room, and I'm going to have like a little guest area, just a sitting area where I could hook up headphones, and behind it's going to be that LED case with all the figures.
Nice.
And so
Yeah, the one thing is you can put that takes out the UV light on your windows. Like you can buy some of that, like there's like plastic sheets, or you can even get UV windows, but there's like you can get like a cheap solution that's not that expensive, if you just want
that's
to block out
I'm
sunlight.
having taken out of the boxes because my wife doesn't want me doing anything else to these rooms, like windows.
Yeah.
She gets
Oh, it's
frustrated.
just like a sheet. It's just like a sheet that you just sort of, I don't know, tape or glue to your window, and you can make it so it's not even noticeable, right? So
But
if
I'm
you just
trying to
want
think
to block out sunlight,
But besides the vinyl Cape Jawa, if I got the right deal on it, what would be the one thing that if I went somewhere? Oh, when I was at ICCC, not this past year, but the year before, they were selling the vinyl Jawa. It was 18 grand, and I was like, "That's too much."
That's crazy.
I was like, "Dude, And at the time, I'm willing to go 15 now. At the time, I was like, wasn't willing to go more than 10 or 11. And of course, my wife was with me, and I was like, if I buy this weekend, I won't be going home by myself.
I think the one that I'm gonna pull a trigger on is get an ESB Boba Fett Menton card. That'll be one that I'll get.
I'm trying to think what would be something that I tell you what I would like. I would like in mint condition the mail away kit stand.
Yeah,
That you
I
put
think
all
that,
the figures on.
That goes for what, like $4 or $5 grand right now, US?
Yeah. Yep. And the problem with that is I don't trust like finding it online and that they're going to ship it to you and not be damaged, right? Like I want to see it.
That's two problems. If you do bring all your collection, I would drive it to AFA, because there's been people now that have sent stuff and their collections have been intercepted by the mail. There was one guy who had lost like $50,000 worth, and I forget which company, whether it was Purolator or FedEx, but they would not reimburse him on the insurance. So he lost a huge chunk of his collection is now out there. And that's kind of a horror story right there. And then you got to remember too, when you're shipping in the mail, like these things bouncing around on these bubbles, you get some drops it, and then pop, there goes, now it's gone from like 2,000 or 3,000 to you've got a nice card and a figure floating around, off card, and so like.
Yeah, it's kind of scary when you're talking about stuff that's worth money and you're sending it off,
Yeah, because it's like that glue or adhesive that's on that bubble.
So here you go. Here you go. This is putting a date to stuff for Matt Twain. Peyton Manning married his wife Ashley in Memphis on St. Patrick's Day, 2001. So that would have been, I would have seen him at 7th inning like the previous year. So if that was March of 2001, I would have seen him like in August of 2000. So he would have been a year or two into the league. He was definitely signing Tennessee jerseys and Colts jerseys.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think he was getting paid. I think the guy that owned 7th inning knew the father-in-law, the dad of the girl he was marrying. I think Peyton was just doing the dude a favor. I think he wasn't there in front of a group of people. Maybe he was getting paid. I doubt it though. I think he was just like, I'm doing this for, future father-in-law that's friends with this guy. But yeah, I was trying to wonder how long ago that was. 24 years ago, 25 years ago.
Wow.
That's crazy.
I remember.
I
remember 24 years ago. Like it's like yesterday. Like fuck.
Yeah, same here.
London and
I
Toronto and down the States.
probably
and-
got $120,000 worth of Star Wars stuff. I mean, and again, it doesn't mean I could get that for it. If I sold it, I might get 60, 70. It's all what you could sell it for,
Well,
but it's probably worth 100.
if you sell it, yeah, but Sean, if you sell that into like you take your time and sell it, you'll get
Right.
that money.
Yeah.
You know,
But
you
if
still
I look
can.
back now over stuff that I had in my hands back in the 90s when it was
Yeah.
catalogs
Oh,
and
fuck.
local stuff walking in, like, dude, I should have pulled the trigger on that stuff. I would have had I wouldn't have had Jacobs level stuff like or whatever guys. I would have had probably 400 grand worth of stuff,
Mm.
and then I'd sell it if I,
Yeah, you know what? See that's one difference between you and me. I don't know, like it's not about the money I'm not saying it's all about the money to you. I mean, like, yeah, I'd be tempted I'd sell some of it, but certain periods of my life I would have probably done it. But for me, it's not about the money. I just want it back. I want it all, I
Yeah,
just love it.
sold some of the.
you
I
know?
sold a Kobe Bryant jersey. I sold a Shaquille O'Neal jersey and a Penny Hardaway jersey. I sold probably 4 or 5
Penny Hardaway. Nice.
basketball jerseys and got like $8 grand. And but my wife,
Oh,
like,
wow.
she's not telling me, but so what happens is if I buy anything new or anything that she hasn't seen, and she comes walking through a room or something, it's an argument. Like, because she's like, "Don't be buying anything else. Like, you got too much
Yeah.
stuff." And she gets mad because it's all kind of scattered around right now. I said, "Well, I'm redoing my studio room. I'm getting a lot of the cords and tech stuff out of the way and making it because I've got 2 more arcade machines I want to bring in and make it somewhere where you can come hang out. I'm going to clear this table, take all this stuff off, and put them on shelves. And right now, she's just seeing all these collectibles fill up a room, but they're on the floor, they're on tables, they're everywhere, right? And
Yeah.
she's like, get it out of here, So if she sees, like, we went to the toy expo in Germantown, Tennessee, and I had my 2 boys and her. We were over there eating lunch. I said, "Let's go in here for a few minutes," and she did not want to do that. And we walked in, and she was like, we walked by, and the first table was this guy I know that it was all vintage Star Wars. He had all the vintage ships and play sets and figures, and he saw me and he goes, "Hey," and she goes, "Don't you even stop at that table." she's like, "Just keep moving." And my kids who are like, they
Well,
like One Piece, and they went to another table. But
Well, Sean,
Yeah.
if you could have just one, like if you're not gonna have that much more room. Eventually, I guess you're gonna somewhat slow down, unless you got to smooth things over with the wife, maybe send her on a vacation or something, so that you can get like maybe a little extension to the house, possibly. But outside of all that, if you can only have like one sort of concentration, what would it be? Is it going to be a bit more of the Game of Thrones, and then
Yeah.
kind of round up Star Wars, and then that's it for a while?
yeah, there was a Game of Thrones auction that I think they collected like over $6 million. It was like a few months ago, and Caleb and I had people pinging me going, "The auction starts tomorrow morning," and I had to not get on there. I had to like just start my work day and like I'm not even looking at it because I knew that if I was going to get on there, and I'm not talking about because they auctioned the Iron Throne, they auctioned Jon Snow's sword from the show. These things were going. I think the Iron Throne. Maybe you can look online. I don't know how many hundreds of thousands it went for, but I wasn't even going to bid on anything like that. I was just looking for like a shield from one of the soldiers in the Battle of Winterfell that might go for $800,000. And I was like, man, if I buy any of this stuff and it starts showing up on the doorstep, it's not going to go well. So I know
But
how.
you know what? From
I'm
an
impulsive.
investment standpoint, do you think I'm not saying mortgage your house, but if you got a couple $100,000, it's not a bad idea. In 20 years, all the people that are going to want it, mind you, if the world's the same and we're not nuked or something, but
You don't know because Game of Thrones isn't like Star Wars. It doesn't have a 50-year history. So we don't know yet, right? I mean, here's the one thing why I keep my Kenner stuff, because we know that there is a value that has held and increased for Kenner 1977 to 85. That's never coming back. The company is rolled under Hasbro now. They people associate that with the original trilogy and George. And these people that had these figures are getting older, so they're going to give them to their kids if they haven't already, and grandkids. So they hold their value. You start getting into, which I have, all the Phantom Menace stuff, 99 and beyond is not worth. I mean, there's some stuff that's worth a little bit, but not really. Like it's all sentimental. Like, oh, I really like this figure. Like, I mean, the Ahsoka that I sent to John, I mean, it's not
love
cheap.
that thing. It's in my bedroom.
It's not cheap, but will it hold its value over the next 10 to 15 years? I don't know. But
I don't care. I love it.
But it's well made.
Depends if they don't if they stop making stuff for it, then I think, like if they stop, just keep pumping it out, because Star Wars has been such an evergreen line now that they're constantly hashing stuff out. It's so intergenerational now.
And if you hold on to the box, if you keep the box that something comes in, and like John took it out and he built it and did all this stuff, that's fine. You have it, and then you have the box that it came in. If you kind of keep some stuff like that, you may look up in 10 years and they go, there was a period of time where Sideshow or whoever made these things and they were $250 at the time. They're worth $500 now. Whatever.
Nope. It was a gift from you, and I will never ever get rid of it.
Yeah. So like it
love it.
things you don't know. So
No,
Game
I
of Thrones,
understand that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I'm into the swords right now. I want to get some of the swords. Like, and these swords are like real swords, Damascus steel, and they're crafted. And like I want them to where when I do a wide camera, so you're going to see our whole set, you'll be able to see the swords on the wall. And like those, I mean, will they increase in value because they're replicas? Probably.
Are you interested, Sean? Are you interested in any like actual historical swords? Like, you ever heard of like Albion swords?
No.
No, I'm my swords that I want are
You should check those out.
I want to get the actual. There's a replica Excalibur sword from the '81 movie. I want that.
I've been needing to watch that.
Yeah.
I want the sword of Andriel, the Aragorn sword from Lord of the Rings, and then I want several of the Game of Thrones swords, and that'll be my collection. The crowns, the swords, and then a few other things. Like I got this mask from the Sons of the Harpy. I collect, like, this is Jon Snow, and I got dragons and eggs, and like I collect other stuff around it, right? But it's just when I see something I like I wish that I think this was McFarlane. I wish that they made every dragon from the shows, every one. I would buy every single one of them. But
Sean, you're not into any like historically accurate stuff like 6 scale Vietnam, US, revolution, whatever, medieval, Alexander shit, nothing like that.
No, I got it. My office has
just pop culture, like pop culture primarily.
The backdrop of my office is my dad's medals from Vietnam. He got 2 Bronze Stars, and he's got he had a slew of medals and his flag and all his military stuff, and so I've got that encased behind me. But that's more homage to him. But did I ever show you this?
I remember you telling me the story on him.
I went to Celebration in 2002.
Yeah.
And the George Lucas. I was going through a box, and I found
my battery's done.
I found the programs. Look at that. Here's a program from.
Oh yeah.
This collectible, and it was really good. It was a really good. And this was the Celebration was a couple of months before the movie came out, Attack of the Clones.
Yeah.
And I was looking through all my stuff I got. I had it in a box, and I had like my badge and everything from it.
Yeah, that's cool.
And,
it's good memory.
Yeah. Oh man, this was up near John Graber's. This was Indianapolis.
Oh wow.
I was there. Yep, I got that.
Yep, those were That was a great.
Did you guys know each other back then or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, man. Do you know the guy? He's become a good an actor now, but he was just like a small part back then. You know the guy, Joel Edgerton, that played Owen Lars?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
So he has a brother called Nash Egerton, who was a stuntman. He mainly did that opening scene from like Matrix Reloaded, the second Matrix movie where they fight in the parking garage. He did.
Okay.
So he kind of got a lot of his chops from the Matrix movies because they filmed them in Australia, and the Egerton brothers are Australian. Well, they were in Indianapolis for Star Wars Celebration. And John will know, when you walk out of the RCA Dome where the Colts play, that's where the Star Wars Celebration was.
Yep.
There was Don Shula's Steakhouse across the street near the hotel. And then there was a bar down the street. So we left the celebration. I went back to the hotel, got changed, and we went to this bar. And the Egerton brothers were there drinking. These were Aussies, right? And so I start talking to his brother Nash, and these dudes were crazy. And they were, you talk about somebody putting down. They were drinking, and they were wild. And
Some of my that's the one thing about Star Wars Celebration. That's some of my best stories that people won't even believe would happen.
Did John go to, and that was back when there was no like the fanfare. It was not like it is now.
No,
Like,
no.
that's when Carrie Fisher just basically planted one on my lips. She's
Nice.
drunk.
Yep, it was a different
Like-
world back then. It was
Yeah,
fun.
you could. I mean,
It
Hayden
was
Christensen wasn't famous. He was just walking around the convention. And what was really my favorite memory of that convention, I don't know if you did this, John, but they had these panels in these little rooms, so maybe 40 people in chairs, and John Knoll and Doug Chang, they were sitting down and they were talking about. John Knoll was talking about how him and his brother did.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Adobe Photoshop, and they were talking about the beginning of digital films.
Yep.
And George
That
going
amazing, 'cause
digital.
and it's still, even today, boggles my mind what they would do.
I remember John Knoll going. There's someone said, "What was the most difficult thing that you had to do?" And he pulled up on the screen. I don't know if he had his computer logged in or just had it ready, but he goes, "Let me walk you through what we're dealing with right now." And the movie was coming out like in a month or two. And he goes, "We've got a scene with Yoda where he's fighting.
I was there.
He's moving
there.
around.
Oh, wow.
And he goes, and we got to solve this issue with his cloak because we
Yep.
can't get the cloak to look right naturally. George wants him doing all these movements, and we're like, George, the cloak doesn't look real.
And we
doesn't,
didn't,
you know?
we
He's like,
thought-
"We'll make it look
I
real."
did. We didn't think it was real. We thought this was like not even part of the. Remember that?
Dude, he was just sitting there talking through that kind of stuff.
And we didn't think that was. We thought that was just like something they were messing around with. That wasn't.
And it ended up being in the movie when he fights
yeah,
Dooku.
sure did.
Yeah, it's when he walks in and
You guys
he
are
goes,
both-
"Count Dooku,"
Yep.
and he showed it.
Yep.
And so he's talking
I
about the
was in there.
challenges around all this
Yep.
stuff, and he's talking about how George is like, "Just get it done," you know, because this is all digital. And he said, "This is the first movie that we're doing that's all digital." And he started talking about all the challenges around that. And then, John, did you go into the main hall when they showed like the first 10 minutes of the movie
Well, the
where
first thing
Padme's ship lands, and then there's a
it was
terrorist
Boba
attack?
Fett ship lands. They showed that. I remember that. I remember that clear as day.
Yeah, remember she's in the Naboo the Naboo Royal Star Cruiser,
And they
it-
showed Yoda again, and we were like, and everybody's like, "Oh, that's just like a fun thing. That's not really gonna."
Yeah, remember they come down. It was all digital. So like this, he goes, "We're showing you digital. Set this whole thing up. None of this is film. It's all digital." And it was them coming out of the clouds, and they land, and she's got a decoy, and there's a terrorist attack. It blows up the ramp. It was that whole scene.
Yeah.
And then
Right.
and then it cut off when they're in the room with Palpatine and talking afterwards. And so everybody went crazy, and they said, "You want to see it again?" And they played it again. And it was just a cool, because there was no, it was a different, like you go to these cons now and it was different, man.
Well,
Yeah,
I
the
mean, you guys know
excitement was there. You know,
10,000
people were
times. When
We're a little
well,
more down to earth. No.
well, I'll tell you this first. It was because how many times was it in Indy? Twice.
I only went once for episode 2 in 2002.
I think it was the third one because that's when my son was probably 10 or 11 years old. Anyway, we went down there and they had tornadoes come through Indy. And so we went back to the hotel and we ordered room service. To this day, he was like, wait, what? I go, yeah, just pick out what you want. They bring it to the room. To this day, just thinks that's the greatest thing in the world. Just loved it. But
the hotel
when I
that I
went-
stayed in, John, what's that hotel that was connected to the RCA Dome? You just walked across a skyway.
I love Indy. Absolutely love Indy. Because if you go in the winter, you can make it almost through all of Indy if you go through the skywalks. I mean, it's one. I love it. Absolutely love it.
And man, it was really cool. I was stressed out from work, and so I was trying to get away for the weekend, and it was very much impromptu going up there. And I go out and around the building. I was like, I was eating breakfast at the hotel. I was like, I guess I better go over there. They're about to open or they're about to start the convention or whatever it was called, celebration. And I walk outside and people are around the building and they're dressed up, and they're in a and I was like, oh, great.
Well, I went. I think. Well, yeah, it had to been Orlando. We went. That's back when. What was it back then? Forcecast or something like that. They had parties after celebrations. People would have parties and all that. And I was standing in the hotel lobby, and I called a car. And there's a guy that he lived in Florida. I don't even know who he was. He was like, "Are you going to the?" I think it's Forcecast back then. I go,
Madeleine's got to drop. We'll see you, Madeleine.
All right, we'll see you.
Yeah, sorry guys, didn't want to interrupt, but yeah, good talking to you. But yeah, I gotta get to bed.
Yeah, I'm going to bed here pretty quick.
Yeah,
But
Matt.
All right.
the
Take
cast
care, y'all.
of the Clone Wars,
Yeah, but-
the voice cast was James Arnold Taylor, Padme, Sam Witwer wasn't there. It was James Arnold Taylor, probably D. Bradley Baker, but anyway, they overheard us talking and said, "Are you going there?" I said, "Yeah, I just called the car. You want to ride with us?" We were all in the same freaking car going to this party.
Well, the time there was only a few internet sites that were
Yeah.
there was the Force.net, there was Jedi Talk.
Force.net. I think that's what it was.
Force.net was the #1 Star Wars site in the late 90s, early 2000s. That was
Because
the site.
they broke off, and now it's Rebel Force Radio. Jimmy
Yeah,
and Jason.
I haven't looked for that site for years, but
They're good guys. They're really good guys.
And if you remember-
I watched them last night.
by the time of episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, that StarWars.com was really taking off, and George
Yep.
was very tight about people getting images for the movie and stuff, like on set filming. They were controlling it, so they were doing these little every week or so they would put out a photo, and it was very cryptic. It was like, "Where's that at? That's inside the apartment, or that's Padme's villa or whatever." And they were showing stuff, and I remember one of the first images they did was Hayden with the long hair. People freaked out over that because it was like, "Oh, look, he's got the long hair," and so it was that StarWars.com started, controlling a lot of that content. But in the days of Phantom Menace and definitely Attack of the Clones, you would go on the Force.net and they would say, "There's rumors flying around that Ryan Phillippe and Joshua Jackson are up for the role of Anakin." I remember that vividly. Leonardo DiCaprio just turned him down. He will not be playing Anakin.
I remember that. I don't remember who the two other guys are.
George offered the role to Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yep, I remember that.
And he didn't take it because he said, "I need to see a script," and George didn't have a script.
Huh.
And he was like, I got to see a script. And
he would have been good only for the fact that he looked like younger Anakin.
he was a massive Star Wars
Yeah, he
fan.
did.
And I think
Yeah.
I think there was two
You
things
know what?
going
Do you
on.
think it was better? Yeah, Sean. Do you think it was John? Do you think it was better for his career that he didn't take it?
Yes.
Probably, yeah.
Because that was what I was about to say. I think there was also a part of DiCaprio that was like, "I'm trying to win Academy Awards. I'm doing Gangs of New York. I'm doing, these types of movies." So like, I think he loves Star Wars, but I think he even made comments about, I wanted to be a fan. I didn't want to be in the middle of it and
Yeah.
and have it changes. You know, he wanted to stay a fan. And I think the fact that George didn't give him a script, that hurt too. But I remember vividly that after he passed on it, I remember Ryan Phillippe and Jonathan. There was 2 Jacksons, but Joshua Jackson and also Jonathan Jackson. And I don't even know what the Jonathan Jackson dude's doing now, but Jonathan Jackson and Ryan Phillippe were finalists.
Yeah,
Josh
Phillippe
Hart
would have been good
there.
too.
Paul Walker was in there.
Oh wow,
Yeah, Paul Walker.
Paul Walker
he would've
was
been
in
good
the
too.
mix.
Guy, right?
Do what?
That's the Fast and Furious guy.
Yeah.
See, I'm hip.
Yeah.
I know. All right, well, boys, I got to go to bed. It's almost 10 o'clock my time.
Yeah, thanks, Sean. Thanks, John,
I
for
will finally
hosting.
get back to streaming when my studio is completely redone and I've got the panel and all the stuff completed. And I'll do I'll even probably have Coach or Nick, someone come in town, and we'll do a echo base if they're willing to do it.
Nice. That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Check out Hake's Auction Jeff Jacob collection. There might, if you want to fill in a few holes, that might be
Jeff
a good.
Jacobs. All right.
Yeah,
Alrighty.
Hake's Auction. Check it out.
Cool.
See-
Cool. Cool. All right. Well, you
Bye.
guys, I will see you later. Sundowners, I'll see you in 2 months.
Or sooner. Never know.
All right. Sounds good. All right. We'll
See
see
you,
you guys.
Peace, guys. God bless.